Good evening, everybody. What the fuck is happening? I'm trying my best, okay? It's my first stream. Unsheathing situation here. Shouldn't say that. Horrible wording. Good evening, everybody. I look so British, that's my forte. How are we doing? Nice to have you. We're back. Let me fix the chat here. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, we're back. We got a new stream. We got fun stuff to talk about. It should be good. Hi, Gene. Hi, McBidens. Hi, Mora. How you doing? We have yeah, interesting topics to go over. We have some fun video content to take a look at. We've got a bunch of wacky, wild, exciting fun shit to talk about. I need to turn this light down a bit, I think. There we are. Now I look mildly more human. But yeah, I'm excited. We have good things to talk about. Yeah, how's everyone doing? How are you folks? I'm excited for one. New stream. Max looking British. Alright, don't say it too much, okay? Alright, look. Have you seen the average British person? Alright, let's not lean into that too hard. Looking forward to seeing me try and defend British food. Look, I have some good opinions there. And you know how people are. You know how the internet is when there's like one thing they hate, they'll just like everything around it is suddenly like terrible and like Hitler. You know, I don't know, it's like it's everything just becomes the worst. And I don't know, I think it's a little silly. I think it's not a great habit for the left to have. Like it's like like this weird like defensive discrimination thing where they'll like be like, okay, this is the most powerful thing, and so therefore we hate them now, you know? Who up calling them Max? I am. Good evening, Abe. How you doing? Nice to have you. Nice to see you. I would defend British food with my life. I have very bland taste in food. Like when we hate on French people gets a little too much. I mean, look, French food is generally pretty good. Some things they like are like very mid, and there are some French foods which are just kind of horrible. Like there's like, I can't remember what it is. It's this one food that's like intestines based, and it just like it genuinely smells like shit. And it was like the most. One of my parents got it while we were in France, and it was like the most concerning, upsetting, like smell I'd ever witnessed. So you know, France isn't all great, you know. Regarding British food, I travelled to London a while ago, and they nailed hangover breakfast even for vegetarians. Why do we Germans not eat fried eggs and beans, drunks as we are? It's perfect. Yeah, right. I feel like the English diet would match what Germans eat generally pretty well, right? It's like it's very similar. I don't get why people are like, I don't know. Okay, look, thing is, most like national diets seem to boil down to like a few base things, and each country just does those base things like a little bit differently, you know? And some countries will prioritize one area of food stuff and others will prioritize another, but essentially it comes down to people eating mostly like the same shit, you know? And I just think this like this purity shit of being like, oh, this food looks slimy and icky, like you couldn't do that with like a million different like other nationalities and look terrible, is silly. Food does look slimy and icky. That's food though, you know? Yeah. This motherfucker McBiden said the spiciest thing he's ever eaten is KFC. Yeah. Germans don't eat fried eggs when hungover. Can you join the 21st century, please? I mean, I think some people do, but it's not like part of like the it's not like a set, like, famous, known meal that every restaurant's gonna have the way that it is in England. Every country has yummy slop. Yeah, every country has yummy slop. Every country has some shitty slop, you know? And to be like, this country's slop is actually a million times better than this one because this country's slop was made by people who I don't consider to be like the descendants of bad people. And that's just weird. You know, that's just kind of weird, right? You know? I don't know. And like when people do this thing, whether like this whole country is bad, this whole thing is bad, you're kind of just fucking over every single person there who isn't like that, and as opposed to the like regime or institution control or whatever the fuck. You know? So like what's the, you know, it's just a little bit silly. It's just a little bit silly, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I like when people point to bad British food that I rarely see IRL to say British food is bad, lol. Yeah, like they look up like what did Britons eat in like in fucking Britons. What do they eat in like between like 1940, like 1930 and 1950? And it's like, oh wow, that looks like, whoa, crazy. British coke stream, go fuck it. You're from Arkansas. Okay, alright, I know I'm nice to you about it, but I could be mean, okay? Alright, let's not be mean, alright? And I won't be mean to you, okay? You all are Americans, okay? Like half of you at least. I've seen the statistics, okay? So you shut the fuck up, okay? Alright, okay? My god. To be clear, I don't mock British food because of some narrative about British food being bad. I mock it because there are so many things on the menu over there that are very silly. You are from the country of deep fried pickles, my guy. Look, Southern American food is just better in general. I mean, it seems nice, partially. And then some of the things you see are like... So that's why you look like that. You know, like, come on, I don't know, some American foods, they're just like, you see it and you're like, wow, okay, you were really fucking, I don't know, it's like they're being paid off by like fucking cardiologists or something, you know, like, come on, I don't know, literally from Ohio, yeah, you guys are from Ohio and Arkansas, okay, I mean, Southern food isn't that bad, but you know, Southern breakfast is untouched. Okay, wait, let's see what the actual components of like a Southern breakfast are, because this is gonna make my point. What the fuck is this actually? Wow, look at this. I'm looking at a review right now. This is 2.5 stars on Google. I'm sorry, Gene. I guess it's just not that good. It's just not that good. Yeah. Americans eat like they have free healthcare. True. Disliking Southern food is racist coded, TBH. I mean, it depends on how you frame it, right? If you frame it as like good Southern food, then you're probably gonna get like racists endorsing it. But like, if you start talking about like the distribution of populations who like Southern food, they might get a little more unhappy. What goals do you have to hit for us to be able to super chat? That's a great question. Money would be cool, eh? I don't know. I think it's a pretty high bar, unfortunately. I think it's like something 1,000 watch hours, which I really shouldn't be that far away from. But yeah, I've got over 1,000 at the very least, but yeah, I'm not fully sure, really. I'm not sure. Most of Southern culture is ripped from black culture. Don't try to get them cancelled. Don't get them cancelled trying to dunk on me. No, I mean, I know. I'm aware of that. Don't worry. I know how America works. I'm educated. I have seen. How to qualify for YouTube super chats. Here we are. Okay. Is it gonna tell me? That would be so cool. That would be so sick. Okay, I need over 1,000 subscribers, over 4,000 watch hours, and to be in an eligible location. That's not too bad, really. You know, we're at what, 640 right now? That's fine, you know. We're doing pretty good. I think this is okay. I got called a redneck on Twitter once for saying I like country music. People really take trendy things and run with it. Yeah, I think yeah, I've spoken about this before, but the north-south divide in America is very interesting in terms of like kind of like, you know, class analysis and that kind of thing, and thinking about how you know, like dislike towards Southerners is incredibly normalized, even though it is rooted. It's both rooted in prejudice for genuine reasons, like people, you know, tend to be less educated and therefore they say more stupid shit. But there's also in being angry at people for being less educated, there's also, you know, features of classism as well, for example, which I think we see a lot of, and a lot of people feel like they can be justified in that if it's someone who's, you know, white or annoying, a member of the majority population who you feel like probably should have a leg up in society anyway, even though they live in like some fucking rural state in bumfuck nowhere where they've been like fucking weighed down by a million medical bills because their parents like sick or some shit, you know? Right? Yeah, like the stream, folks. Please like the stream. That would be very nice. That would be very cool. When will I let my fans have sex with you? Let chat take me out on a date first. All right, we're going a step at a time. Look, okay, Gene, I maybe I'll make an exception for you, but we should wait, okay? We should wait, chat. Anyway, Dolly Parton's great. Yeah, honestly, very real, very real. It depends. I don't support food on Jello like people of the South and US like to do. That's true, dude. When you look at the kind of shit they were whipping up, especially in like the 70s, 80s, like the amount of shit that Americans did with like gelatin and stuff. I think it used to be worse back in like the 40s, for example. But like, holy shit. My parents. Yeah, introducing chat to my parents. Real. My mom's seen a couple of my streams and she says that chat seems very nice, so maybe she would let me out. Kidding. I'll rest the chat, so I feel, yeah, sorry guys, sorry, Gina's gets priority seating here. Gets all country enjoyers and gays joining arms at the coronation of Dolly Parton, life emperor. Very real, very real. Okay, we're gonna hop into it in a second, by the way, sorry. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. We have, as I said, interesting things to talk about. Should be a good time. Should be a fun, happy, enjoyable time. And I'm just looking at the news stories I have, and they're not very fun and happy just yet. Oh, also, I want to show you this. Okay, I have some new sound effects, which I think are pretty funny. It's this. Aren't those great? I'm very fond of those. Also for when something scary and fucked up happens. Oh wait, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait and I'll show you guys as we go along. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. But yeah, hold on. Let's get into it. Okay, I'll stop procrastinating. I've never procrastinated in my life, to be fair. But you know, I think Hunter Avalon debated his mum about xenogenders on stream once. If we ever meet your parents, you should have to beat this. Christ. I think I'd sooner die. Whenever I've argued, I don't know. I can't argue with my dad. I can't do that. That's off the table. But arguing with my mum is, it's possible, but I need to do it in like short quantities because she's one of those people, like many people, understandably, who don't really like disagreement and confrontation and trying to, like, you know, stress about if their views are right or not. And so therefore it's like I have to try and go like stepwise, and we just do like one part of the conversation, we give it a break for a while, then we do another part, and yeah, I think I've convinced her to move away from like Zionism, maybe, as a consequence of doing that though, because she's, being a German lefty lady, she's very, you know, susceptible to that, which is unfortunate. Like if you look at the German left, even some like radicals are gonna be like pro-Israel. It's really weird. Well, my parents' political beliefs, they are Blairites, I'd say, like Tony Blair, but apart from what he did with the Iraq War. That's like who I think my mum told me, like when I asked her who like she thinks is like closest to her. She's just like a SocDem Libby type, but you know, reasonable opinions. Yeah, my parents, my mum is very political, my dad is much less so. My dad's kind of a guerrilla. He'll like voice his opinions every now and then, but he doesn't really get super into it. My mum, on the other hand, is like a politician, but like a local one. But yeah, and my mum's dad, my granddad, was also a member of the SocDem party, so it's kind of a hereditary family thing. I am a member of that party, but I haven't partaken recently, and it's also going to shit, so. But yeah, I don't know. The other parties also aren't great, which is why I'm a member of that one, because it was like the second most powerful. Now it's eating shit. It looks like it's gonna stop being that, but yeah, not good. But yeah, I saw that poll. Oh, my condolences. Yeah, it's okay. You know, it's okay. It happens. It happens. It's all right. Okay. All right. Let's hop into this. Okay. Let's take a look at this. So I want to hop in with this pretty interesting news story that I found, which I found kind of curious. And this is a fun one. So this is one that I've got about a certain fella, okay? And the fella you might have heard of a few weeks ago, and you might be reminded if I say 3 words to you, okay? All right, are you ready? These 3 words: thug, shaker, central. All right? Get ready. So this is about a fella called Jack Teixeira? I don't know where he's taking Sarah, but that's his name. So this is Jack's. I'm gonna call him Teixeira because that's how I've been pronouncing it. I know it's not right, but like, let's be real. You gave yourself a name like this, all right? You gotta deal with the consequences. Is that problematic? Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce it, and that's okay, but I'll figure it out at some point. But basically, this is an article about him and his actual job, and how he was given a really shocking amount of access to like military and government info, and treated it in kind of an interesting way. So this guy, the article is about it being shocking that he got security clearance despite the amount of violent threats that he engaged in. And that's because this guy was a very edgy Discord user. And I find the story interesting because this guy is such a quintessential shithead that you would run into on the internet, that it's kind of fascinating that it like led to this kind of big deal, right? So when this story dropped, there was a lot of talk about what it meant, because he leaked, one of the documents he leaked was proposed plans from Ukraine to blow up the pipeline, I believe it was, which obviously is not great for Ukraine to have get out. And so people were questioning what side he's on, and I think this kind of lays out which one it is. And I think, interestingly, I don't think it's necessarily particularly either side. Okay, and I'll explain to you why. Okay, let's hop into first of all who this kid is, right? So this is a guy. I'm not sure how old was he. How old was this guy? Jack Teixeira. That is a boxer that's recommended to be there. Jack Teixeira. How old is he? He was 21 at the time of his arrest. Okay. Oopsie, wrong button. Excuse me. That's not right. That's also not right. Nearly there. There we are. Okay. Oh yeah, here we are. He was 21, but he was enlisted at the Massachusetts Air National Guard and worked as a computer technician in an intelligence facility at a military base on Cape Cod. The job came with a top secret security clearance that gave Texera access to computer networks containing some of the most highly classified information in the U.S. government. The boys looked up to him like an older brother or a world-wise uncle. So this is talking about his friends who would hang out with online over Discord, and the way that he conducted himself is it's very interesting to say the least. So let's take a look at this. He speaks. They speak here about his younger friendships and how he got along with other people and the kind of things that they said about him, and it's kind of a fascinating mix, and it's kind of typical of what you would read about like a school shooter type. Or like your typical like person who's some kid who's gonna do some really awful like destructive shit for a reason that you're kind of trying to figure out still. They talk about how he seems like he seems like gets very interested in things. He has like he's very passionate about some things. He can be very mature, but he also gets very angry. And all sorts. There's also more stuff about how he was kind of very much just your average awful annoying like student, just kind of like the worst. Oh yeah, this one's a bit more past that. This is where he went to school and started talking about Molotov cocktails and guns, according to a copy of the police report. And he apparently told a student, "I've got a Molly Molotov cocktail in my bag." Snitches, honestly, so true. How could they do this to him? How could they do this to him? Oh yeah, he also, shockingly, a little bit racist. Turns out the edgy Discord user, he says, "I want to kill all black people. Black people don't exist." Feels a bit contradictory. "I hate N-words," according to the police report. He said, "I want to kill all black people" in his automotive class. A lot. Now, this is also fascinating. How do you do that in your automotive class? Like, this is like, you sometimes I read about like a racist and I read about like the things they did, or just someone who really hates some group of people, and like their like degree of like consistency and like persistence with trying to be as racist as possible is crazy. One female student who reported Texera to administrators told police that he makes racist comments and is always talking about guns or war, and that she had also heard about him killing animals, according to the report. Yeah, so this guy, not great. And yet they hired him into the military and they gave him access to pretty much everything. So pretty much everything. Like, there was like very little that he actually couldn't get to, and when he couldn't get to something, he would try and go and find a computer on which he could, right? So he was like focused. He was going in, you know. This is the Discord League guy, Logan. And hi, Isabel, how you doing? I don't know a lot about those red flags. I don't know how a lot of those red flags are very common neurodivergent traits. Not great at standardization, intention, just strong feelings, etc. Like, what the fuck? Well, these neurodivergency and this kind of, like, behavior are linked, right? There is a reason for it, though, and it's not that being neurodivergent makes you evil. It's that being in a world that's not built for you makes you shitty. It makes you angry. One of the guy who wrote the book, I can't remember which book it was, but it's about analyzing the Columbine shooters and trying to figure out why they did it. And one of the main conclusions that the author comes to is, among a ton of other things, is the kind of humiliation of being dysfunctional. In a society which is very much expectant of you being able to function. New haircut base, how's the stream going? My stream's going good, and this isn't a new haircut. This is the haircut I've had for like the last 2 months or like month, but I've been having my hat on so I can wait for it to grow back because it was too short. It's terrible. How would I like to come on stream next Saturday? Yeah, maybe. I mean, just tell me the time beforehand, and I'll try to let you know if you can tell me. But yeah, good evening, Logan. Also, nice to have you. I don't know if I said hi. Sorry. It almost seems like people intentionally isolate certain kinds of people and then claim that those people were always antisocial the whole time. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's intentional as much as it is just the kind of like the circumstances fucking people over, right? I did. I'm so retarded. Okay. All right. Anyway, a lot of people are just racist, lol. The owner of my company drops a hard R when referring to black people casually. I mean, okay. That's crazy. I don't know where people like get the energy for that, right? I feel like being racist, I don't know, just being hateful like takes like energy for me, you know? Sorry for being racist and terrorist, guys. I have ADHD. True, that's how it works. That's how, if you're neurodivergent enough, you're allowed to steal some government documents. Okay. Also, this next part of the article, fantastic title. Hold on. Thug Shaker Central. Oh, terrifying. So this is just them talking about the server. They were also anti-Semitic, shockingly, referred to mainstream press as zog shit, appropriating a popular white supremacist slur for the Zionist-occupied government. The kids made jokes about 9/11 and the Holocaust. They made light of 2019 mass shootings at 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, that left 51 people dead. But yeah, they basically, it seems they talk about it, and it seems to boil down to them. Here we are. We took joy in being offensive no matter who it was against, Pookie said. It was something that made us tighter as friends, like us against the world. And I think this is interesting, because this is very much like the crux of, you know, kind of radical reactionary shit a lot of the time. It's like, it's finding the fun in just being against everybody who isn't you. It's like trying to find the entertainment in just being the worst, you know? That seems to be what it boils down to, and it's interesting to see it kind of written out the way it is here. Okay. Epic, I got a Twitter ban for ban evasion, which I've obviously never done before. Oh shit, I'm sorry. That's kind of spooky. I'm scared it's gonna happen to me at some point. One day I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be gone and I'm just gonna roam away. Body language experts intentionally target the most common of autistic traits, and a lot of people actually spread those as legit red flags: lack of eye contact, fidgeting, etc. Yeah, that is kind of an issue, right? Like, there is that kind of weird overlap, but it is kind of understandable as well, because you have things like antisocial personality disorder and whatnot that would make people act in you know, what would be viewed as immoral ways. But obviously they wouldn't care. That's the crux of the disorder. And so therefore, if they then have like overlapping symptoms with like autism or whatever, then that's really tough, because how are people gonna then like know apart? People need to educate themselves enough past like just being like, okay, if somebody fidgets their fingers 3 times, they're gonna kill you. Like, that's not, like, you can't, you know, a lot of the internet also seems to be like very set on like giving most like watered down, concise, kind of like entertaining piece of information possible, and not actually talking about it, which obviously leads to that fucking over more autistic people if you have like body language experts talking about that kind of stuff. Not good. I got no clue, bro. I changed my display name and boom, banned sort of bullshit. That sucks. I'm really sorry. ASPD doesn't make you immoral, it makes you amoral. It's a form of CPTSD, not bad person syndrome. I agree with you. I agree with you that it makes you amoral, but it makes you much more likely to engage in immoral behaviors, right? Like stuff that's viewed by society as immoral. I'm not moralizing whether it's good or bad to have the disorder. I think that's something that we need to be careful about and need to avoid. I do strongly disagree with the way that some illnesses are portrayed as like you just becoming a bad person, but recognizing the fact that certain disorders will just predispose you to caring less and being less aware is fine, and you should do that. But like, you shouldn't be like, just because this person doesn't have the facilities or isn't like wired in the same way as me to care about things in this way or to understand why they should care, it just shouldn't make them bad. But we can be aware of it, right? It's kind of stupid to just pretend like some people aren't just born evil to BH. I mean, it really depends on how you define it, but with most people who you can call evil, you can trace back some sort of reason as to why they're like that, right? Like, most people aren't gonna be just evil, right? Like, if people are like hyper insensitive and you know, immoral or whatever, there's probably a reason they had to develop that lack of sensitivity, right? Like, you know, like there's always, like, you can always trace things back a little bit, right? Born evil is fascist, eugenicist, and nonsense. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it really depends on how you define it, but personally, I think that referring to anybody as such is a terrible idea. And also, I mean, it's not like these people are incapable of recognizing morality and accepting it if they choose to do so. It's just that they like might not necessarily like grasp it or like feel a need past like convenience to partake in it, you know? But I don't really care how they think, as long as they don't do terrible shit or they try and like avoid doing terrible shit, and if they do terrible shit, they take responsibility for it and fix it. Because you don't need, you know, I mean, you don't need to like force everyone to be thinking morally, you just need people to behave ethically, right? Yeah. It makes it harder for them to engage in moral acts if they can't identify the moral worth of an action. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at something else. Okay? Thank you, folks. That was my best performance. Okay, let's take a look at this. All right. Now, all right. Okay. Now, I don't want to worry you. Okay. But this one, it involves women. Okay? Alright, calm down. It's gonna be okay. No, I'm kidding, no. Because we're talking about a genuine issue here. To start off with a silly joke might not be the best move, but this is a genuine thing, okay? And this is, we're gonna be talking about, for a second, the women's US football team, okay? And the real football, okay? Not the American bullshit, okay? Not pussy rugby, okay? Not rugby where you go and you dress up and you make sure you're all safe and you have all your little equipment and your little armor just in case anything happens, okay? None of that pussy shit. We're talking about football, okay? We're talking about soccer. And this is an article which is talking about the US women's soccer team receiving the most online abuse at the Women's World Cup. And I find it pretty interesting. Now, we're not going to read through the article itself because the article just kind of recites what we have in this paper here, which I'm loading up right now. So this is a paper made by FIFA. Can we explode this twink? Which twink are we talking about? There is like 50 twinks in chat, okay? All right, this is like an 80% twink zone. All right, let's be real here. Sorry guys, I have to leave. My girlfriend says I'm not allowed to think about other women. No. But let's take a look at this. So what they did was they went through and they primarily in this, they looked at social media engagement and harassment and how it was distributed and what kind of harassment it was and whatnot. And it's pretty interesting. So this is where they had a look. So they to my understanding, they selected a bunch of people to partake in from who are related to the Women's Cup, with players and coaches and officials and teams and ex-players and tournament accounts. You're talking about me? What the fuck? Okay, Tio, that's it. We're taking you out back. Thank you. Broiper Max, shut up. Yeah. Some people are born evil, TBH, like maybe your brain is broken. How do you explain kids that kill other kids for fun or microwave hamsters? Yeah, but also a lot of those kids aren't born like that, you know? Like there is like a reason that they are like apathetic and like, you know, like that a lot of the time. It feels reductive to be like they are just like that. There are though some people who you could put in like a perfectly fine environment and they would still end up developing poorly. But like that's like the slimmest minority, I believe. But yeah, so they go through, they talk about the various things. Here we are. We have different types of abuse listed, which I think is interesting. It's interesting to look at. The primary ones that we see are general abuse. I'm not sure what they define as that when they got the different types here. But we have sexual, homophobic, and sexist abuse really dominating here, which I find really interesting. Especially because all of these are ones that come from a place of sexual anger, kind of. Like, I feel like for a lot of men, female figures can become kind of a receptacle for their frustrations, especially if they can interact with them anonymously. And so therefore, a lot of their kind of like, I can't get laid, I hate women, and then they're like, oh, why is this woman like that? She's playing football and not sleeping and cooking with me and for me. What the fuck is going on? Or the homophobia. The woman's with a woman. Not me. What's going on? What's happening? You know, like what the fuck? Shout out to my football lesbian. Yeah, honestly, shout out because fucking hey, they're really going through it as well. You can imagine, and also like, I mean, think about this, right? You can imagine how much fucking homophobic abuse like already the straight like woman players get. Can you imagine how bad it is for the gay ones? Like this is just something that like football playing women deal with anyway, right? But yeah, no, shout out football lesbians. My sister is dating one. Big W for them. I mean, all sexism comes from a place of sexual anger. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would say that it can be a mix, but yeah, in large part. Good evening, funky student. Nice to have you. How you doing? One of the things that people don't really think about in the evil discourse is that morality is a privilege, and often antisocial traits have been necessary to survive at some point or another. Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's what I'm saying when I'm talking about the fact that some people are apathetic as a consequence of their environment. If you're in a fucking situation where every year of your life for like the first 7 to 10 years or something, you're surviving somewhere, you're surviving with like no stability, your parents like don't provide for you well, they don't take good care of you, like you don't like know if you're gonna eat the next night or whatever. Like you're really poor, your parents might be like drug addicts or something, right? You're gonna develop a very thick skin, obviously, because like how the fuck else are you gonna like how are you gonna engage with reality if it's constantly pounding down on you, right? So I do understand people's kind of will to disconnect. Probably shouldn't kill people. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that that justifies killing people. I don't think anyone is, folks. All right. Okay. But we should still talk about the material circumstances that lead to people killing, right? But yeah. So I think this is interesting. Also, like a pretty low degree of violent abuse, which I'm curious about why. I think it might be because it's more bannable. I feel like, because I feel like otherwise people would probably say worse shit. Yeah. Morality as a privilege is stupid. I don't really know about that though. If you're like, if you don't have the like mental capacity to grasp morals, can you then say that that's like someone being intentionally bad, or is it just them like lacking a privilege, right? I don't know. I feel like having any like form of thinking facilities is a privilege in a way, right? I don't know. Is that not like a fair thing to say? Like, right? Here we are. But I find this is also interesting. They talk about the takedown rates of various platforms, and how quickly you can take down comments that do breach TOS. And on Twitter, interestingly, it's a whole 40%. Incredible. And I believe. Oh wait, here we are. After there was an escalation, there was a takedown rate of 95%, which is very curious. So I wonder how they escalated it. So I don't really know about that. I believe I read about Facebook doing better, and TikTok and YouTube did much fucking better than Twitter did, interestingly. I mean, if you're actually born evil or whatever, that would probably be some fucking disability, or exactly, because no rational like person with actual like functioning like mental facilities wants to be evil, right? That's just not how it works. People just like, you know, there's got to be something wrong with you if you're gonna do that, right? Also, this is wild. This is about the targeted players by nationality, and the top two are the US and Argentina, but the US by like a big fucking way, a huge way. So I'm curious about why this is. In part, obviously, we have to be thinking about the proportion of citizens and the fact that there are a lot of Americans. But I also feel like there might be other factors playing into this. We can also see when abuse got worse. So this is, you know, at finals, for example, whenever a team loses, the abuse gets a lot worse, for example, and it's pretty clear to see. And obviously women people playing in the Women's Cup were 30% more likely to be targeted with online abuse than people in the men's one. And so it's pretty bad. And they also talk about the effects that it has on the players, talking about anxiety attacks, depression, trauma, low self-worth, shitty sleep, poor eating, feelings of inadequacy, and so on. In extreme cases, death by suicide. So I'm sure that's also happened at some point, right? But yeah, it's pretty intense. I think I just think it's interesting to see. I'm also very curious about what makes the women's what makes Americans really despise the women's football team. Maybe it's because Americans don't like football that much anyway. And maybe they're like, oh, I already hate that sport, and now you're telling me a woman is doing it? No. What the fuck? Nobody asks those at the bottom of society what they think is moral or not, and basic things like stealing is literally only really an issue because of the antisocial structure of society to start with. In a way, yeah, I mean, but like, I don't think anybody in the chat saying like stealing is bad. We're talking about like, you know, things that are like very clearly impeding on the freedom of someone else, right? You know, like unnecessarily. You're being reductive. Morality comes from the interaction between the morality you are developed and the morality you internalize. A kid being raised by Nazis does not see their actions as evil. When people say morality is a privilege, it is because you have to be in a stable place to engage in introspection. Are you agreeing with me? Are you agreeing with me? I think you're agreeing with me. Okay, I mean, they already think men's football is gay, right? So then you think about it and it's like, oh god, well, how are they gonna think about the women, right? It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense. It's also interesting, they know as well, I'm not sure where it is in this, but they know that it gets worse when there are politicians who talk about it specifically. So like when I believe they mentioned Biden. Here we are. Biden. Here we are. On the 6th of August, USA exited the World Cup after penalty defeat to Sweden, leading to pile-on of abuse, including replies to commiserations by figures like President Biden. So it got fucking really bad on that day when Biden endorsed it. So it is going to be like all the angriest like chuds, all the angriest like most woman hating like basement dwelling fellas who've not gotten out in like 4 years, and they're pissed. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Just worth a little look at, worth a little gander. You know, you get what I'm saying? Fuck yeah. Okay, where do we go from here? Okay, this one is fun, all right, and I know you're all gonna love this, okay, because it features the super silly, the funny, goofy, silly, funny state, Ohio. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Incredible. It's the funny name. It's the funny state. It's the funny state, folks. Bikini Football League? No. Okay. That's bad. We don't need to look, we'll do men's Bikini Football League first, okay? Then we move on to the women's one, okay? We'll make it work. All right, but we got to do both. And this is a pretty intense case, all right? This is some serious shit right here, because a man in Ohio, he really went through something here. Okay, I might just have to read it out to you, instead of letting you actually hear what's going on. In April 2016, Michael Berkheimer ordered boneless chicken wings tossed in Parmesan garlic sauce, as he'd done many times before at a restaurant he frequented. Sorry. He cut up the wings into thirds with his knife, per his routine, and began eating. After the final bite of the second boneless wing, he felt something in his throat. It was a bone. Got that. The fateful meal at Wings of Brookwood in the city of Hamilton, about 30 miles north of Cincinnati, launched a court case that has lasted for 6 years. It also left Berkheimer with debilitating injuries, according to his attorney. Wait, fuck. Bad sound there. Okay. But basically, this guy found one, he had one boned wing. He had one wing that was all boned up, and he says life for him has never been the same. All right, as a result of the accident, he can't work even. Apparently, it tore his throat and caused an infection that required multiple surgeries. If it did, this is kind of crazy. But this is just one of those McDonald's coffee situations where you hear about it and you're like, you know, right? Like, what do we feel about this? McDonald's coffee, yay! See, we're on the same page. Men's Bikini Football League, fuck yeah, dude, let's go. When can we get started on that, right? When can we get started on that? Yeah, a man in Ohio, Abe reference. Yeah, was this you? I mean, actually, no, this isn't you. I know your name, and you're also not 65. But yeah, the restaurant's retort is apparently that bones and meat is a natural thing. That's pretty funny. I mean, to be fair, in his defense, it was meant to be a boneless wing. Right? I don't know. It's a tough issue. This is the modern issue of our generation, folks. This is what it like comes down to, you know. This is it. Like that fit lady's thighs basically melted. Yeah, absolutely. That's why it's really interesting as well, right? And I think that story itself was like, to me, growing up, hearing about it when my mum explained like the full situation to me and how it was actually fair what she did. I don't know, I was like 15 or 16 or something. Like that, I don't know. It really makes you think about like the way that things are framed, and especially if it's like somebody like going up against a huge company, the fact that they will probably be made to look stupid, right? Like out of like in favor of like the company, you know? Like I don't know. I think it's something to be really wary of, and I just think it's kind of interesting, you know. And you know, while we're on the topic, speaking of McDonald's, we have a strange little situation.
Perhaps what is this?
It's a new thing, Mr. Khalid. It's a new restaurant, apparently. McDonald's is opening a new chain called Cosmics. What the fuck is that? But like it looks kind of good. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. McDonald's being such a huge kind of like cultural centerpiece of both America and also just kind of the world, makes it really interesting that they're opting to open a new place. I also feel though that McDonald's being open for as long as it has been, it's kind of like time for them to branch out and do new shit, but not like they have to, right? But it's interesting. Yeah. Her pussy got fused together. It just closed up. Oh no, that's fucked up. That's gross. That's awful. They aren't deboned wings, they're boneless wings. Very different. What is this? Okay, alright, I'm not even gonna argue with you on that one. And also they're adding their own new restaurant. So, okay, Americans in chat, there you are. That was your little segment, alright? You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay? That was the America segment. Okay? McDonald's used to own Chipotle. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I wonder what restaurants. Maybe there's more that I didn't know about. I just assumed they were. Well, I guess they're going to be a subsidiary of some massive company, most likely, aren't they? I died in Fortnite after you started talking about the Panani closing up. I'm so sorry. Whoa, crazy. Never mind. Holy fucking shit, dude. Never mind. What the fuck? Look at this. This is crazy. Okay, so this is the list. Never fucking mind anything I said, alright? Fucking throw me to the wolves. I deserve it. Because holy shit, I was wrong. Okay, we have Domino's, we have Chipotle, we have Pret A Manger, we have Redbox. What the fuck is Redbox? We have Aroma, Boston Market, Krispy Kreme, McDonald's. Well, okay. you can't really get away with that one. Ronald McDonald's house. Wait, what's going on in this house? I don't like that. Weenie Hut Jr. Sephora? Wait, why the fuck do they have Sephora? Microsoft. Wait. Congo? This is okay. This is a joke list. Oh, they don't own Congo. Oh. Okay. Alright, maybe I need to not trust the McDonald's fandom page as much. Alright. Okay. I own can't say that. McDonald's acquired your mum's pussy last night? Tio, I'm gonna... Okay. I'm seeing right now if they have anything. On their Wikipedia, because now I'm upset, you know. Now I feel like I'm stupid. Any Grimace stands in chat? No, I look personally. If you stand Grimace, DNI. All right. Any Grimace stands, get the wall. Okay. When the revolution comes, just you fucking wait. Acting like you weren't into the McDonald's media universe when you were a kid. I wasn't. It was other people. Did you know that McDonald's Corp is mostly land management? Oh, really? I didn't know that. No, I mean, I guess that's how most of these big companies would be, right? I feel like they would probably invest. I've seen that. Hi, Slazak. Why are you typing my name in all caps? That's a bit scary. But no, I don't have that much connection to like the McDonald's commercial universe, I guess, because I grew up very disconnected from TV because I moved countries when I was 8. and so therefore all TV in Germany being translated and shitty. Yeah, because you're excited to see. Thank you, Slazak. I'm happy to see you too. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Nice to have you. One thing you should know about fandom wikis is that the traffic's slow enough to all the pages get vandalized. Well, you'd think McDonald's would like take a little more care, but now I'm just scrolling through the McDonald's thing. McRefugee. Oh no, me for real. Relatable. Is that the EU twink? That is him. That's Slazak. We got our own personal EU twink in here. We got many personal EU twinks in here, to be fair. We've also got US. We got twinks of all sorts. All right, we got every twink. Will Slazak ever trend again? That's a good question. Slazak, have you trended before? What did you do? What did you do to get trending? Slazak call in when? Slazak can call in if Slazak has any like interesting topic to talk about. Random question, but how do you do the little sound effects? I know nothing about streaming. I do sound effects in a little special way. You know, I'll give you folks some insight. Okay, I'll give you a little insight. All right, this is a one time special event. Okay, and I'll show you behind the scenes. Okay. So what I do is I have a special little thing, all right, and this is my soundboard, okay? This is my super epic gamer soundboard, and here I have a bunch of sounds. I need to get more, but I made little images for all of them. We have my favorite Alex Jones ones.
I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin. Boobies aren't things that give you milk. Boobies are things that kill you.
You know.
My superpower's being honest, I will eat my neighbors.
Pretty awesome. We have the audience effects. We have the long applause. We have the short applause. We have the oohs, the ahs. We have the aw. We have laughter, and we have booing. Yeah, I heard about these stream decks the other day to make these, but they were expensive, so I wondered if you got one and made it your own way. I want to get a stream deck once I can afford it, but I really can't right now. So, you know, I'll get there. One day. But yeah, I'm very fond of it. I got all my shit, and it's fun. But yeah, so this is what I'm clicking around on and scrolling through when you see me selecting a funny little sound. Max, that is not a scary violin, it's a fucking water fountain. I know! Okay, I found out after I made that thing, okay? But if I say scary water phone, my brain isn't gonna know what it means. And it sounds kind of like a scary violin, okay? Alright, it sounds like if you played a violin in a spooky scary sewer, okay? And you went, you know, that would do that. All right. Yeah. So, you know, leave it be. It's okay. All right. Kitchen Nightmares sound.mp3. Yeah, literally. Yeah, no, it's bass. Kitchen Nightmares has such funny fucking noises, dude. Yeah, but yeah. Carl annihilated Mike, Max. Oh wait, was it too loud? Let's see. Oh, I mean, that's reasonably loud, but it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. There we are. I need to fix my shit eventually, but I keep on not having the time. Dramatic trombones need to make a return. Honestly, I want to download a bunch of like reality TV show sound effects, but I'm still like trying to find like a sample pack that they used. Yeah. Oh, when I voice objection to my correction, I blew my mic. Go, oopsie daisy, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. The sound effects on my voice. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I need to fucking set my limiter on properly. I think it's okay now. Wah! Wah! Is that okay? How did we feel about that? Was that fun? Did you guys enjoy that? You guys like being screamed at? Max West stream, I support you. I'm so sorry, Leslie. I saw your one tweet at me and I was trying to remind myself to respond to it. I forgot to. But you should absolutely stream. You should go for it. Try it out. I wasn't allowed, but I peaked massively. Okay, alright, that makes sense. Yeah, I want to get myself, I need to get myself a better audio interface. I want to get myself like a Focusrite, Starlight kind of deal. The queer folks in chat will know it from seeing it, Bo Burnham use it in his little special. There's the red box that he plugs his mic into. And I need that, and I need a new fucking audio cable and stuff. But yeah. What's my take on ACAB Enjoyer being back? You know, I'm glad they're okay. I don't want bad stuff to like happen to anybody just because they're kind of annoying on the internet. But yeah, I got a cheap bootleg mic for £50 on Amazon. I know. It has a reverb dial. Whoa, excuse me, Logan. Excuse me. I have a nice Rode NT1A that I'm quite fond of. But yeah, the whole cop thing was made up. That's what I believe. I don't know. So I reached out to ACAB Enjoyer just to chat. Well, actually, no, they reached out to me when they came back, and then I responded and I asked them about it. They said, do you want to reschedule the social democracy debate? I'm fairly confident it's now safe for me to debate it back on Twitter. I said, yeah, at some point, probably. I'm kind of terribly burned out from dealing with all the shit I have in terms of drama and so on. I'll probably reach out when I've got time and I'm less exhausted. And they said, yeah, of course, I think it's really funny that I played a small part in you having beef with Keffels because she came into chat first when we tried to debate, right? And I said, yeah, no, that was the second time, but yeah. And I asked, did you actually get spoken to by the feds, or was that bullshit? I won't actually tell anyone, actually, because if you were lying, because I'm curious, and you obviously wouldn't say if I did tell people. And they said, nah, feds actually did show up. I think it was because I gave someone who I very, very, very much should not have trusted my government name. So, you know, I don't know, but yeah, but I don't know. Look, if maybe it's gonna make them be a little bit more good faith if they're aware that the government is watching over them the whole time. But who knows, right? Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? I can't imagine in what world a miner gets swatted and is back online in under an hour. That's the thing, right? And also, like a 16-year-old, like the government doesn't give a shit about edgy 16-year-olds. Let's be real. The government can barely catch actual terrorists, you know? Like they don't care. Please delete my real name from your memory. I don't want swatted. It's too late. It's too late. I've got it written down. Okay, I got your address. I sent you a funky link once, and I got your IP as well. All right. I'm sorry. There's just no escape. All right. There's just no escape at all. Okay, let's take a look at, I think, one more story, and then we're gonna move on to some other topics that I would like to get into, and then we'll be done with the news section. All right. Okay, so I want, real quick, all right, let's all just take a second to enjoy what I'm about to say. Okay, and this isn't really to you folks. It's to everyone who I debated with on that fateful day 2-ish months ago, whatever. And what I'm gonna tell you is I told you so. All right, okay? Because look at this shit. Have a fucking look at this. All right, US retail lobbyists have retracted a key claim on organized retail crime. Okay? And this is exactly about what we were arguing about on that day, interestingly. So one of the things one of the things that we had to deal with during that argument was this one statistic that we dealt with, where I believe it was claimed that nearly 50%, here we are, nearly half of $94 billion in inventory losses were attributable to organized retail crime, okay? And what we argued at the time was that the what they like considered to be organized retail crime seemed very thin. Like the only line for it was how much the value of what you stole, which isn't really definitive of if it's organized or not. And it turns out that they looked at it and they went over it, and they've decided. I believe they put it down massively. I want to say that I saw a very small amount, but I don't want to get it wrong quickly. Hold on. Which one is? Where is it? Am I retarded? Am I actually retarded? Yeah, okay, so they took the nearly half thing directly from Ben's testimony, from Ben Dugan, former president of the advocacy group Coalition of Law Enforcement and Retail. So it was literally just a lie made up by the fucking, like, retail lobby. It's like exactly what it was. Sadly, this report did not affect the faux centrist clowns who are still hyping that narrative. I mean, that's not surprising. I believe I read somewhere that it was much lower. Here we are. I don't know. They're claiming that okay, here we are. The percentage of shrink attributed to external theft, including organized retail crime, has remained largely around 36%. So it literally couldn't even be that high. I believe I read somewhere that organized retail crime accounted for 2%, but that could be wrong because I can't actually find it in this article. So don't take my word for it. That's what I thought I might have heard, but I can't seem to find actual data on what exactly is. My guess would be that they don't actually know. Because it's hard to figure out exact, like, detailed statistics of, like, people who are getting away with crime, you know? This isn't even a scientific claim. It was made up by a cop. Well, it's made up by a lobbyist, apparently, but yeah. Is that guy an ex-cop? Wouldn't surprise me. But yeah. Okay. Max, you were right. Literally the entire fucking time, everything treating you like you were schizo makes me so fucking pissed. It's okay. It's okay. That's like half of being a leftist, you know? It's knowing that you're right and trying to push against letting people be like, oh, you're retarded, brain no worky, all wrong, all silly, all bad. Yeah. Can you guys just stop stealing so much, please, even if it's not organized? I mean, people can. I don't know. The main issue, I think, for what does cause retail theft is just, you know, wealth inequality and people not being able to afford things. And the main place that things go when people do steal shit, it's not like most people, like most items, like the large quantity of items, if people steals like a bunch of shit, 90% chance they're not going to keep it for themselves and they're just going to resell it to someone else for like mildly cheaper. And it's just kind of like creates an environment where people can get stuff for like affordable prices when they really, really need to, which in some cities where it has just become like fucking really hard to afford living there, it's kind of understandable, you know? I kind of get it. I understand why you'd want to like partake in an underground black market in that situation if you feel like the government's failed you, and your rent just went up for like the 4th time and you don't know what to do, you know? I get it. I actually did purposefully shoplift for the first time last week. Let's fucking go, dude. Can I endorse this on my YouTube? Is that allowed? Is that permitted, do you think? Can I get away with that? But yeah, no, base. I mean, look, shoplifting, you gotta, if you do it, you gotta try and do it in a responsible way. Don't shoplift from people who can't afford to be shoplifted from. If you can't shoplift, if you can avoid shoplifting from individual business owners at all, it's probably a good call, unless they really suck and maybe have it coming. but generally, you know, keep it to your Walmarts, keep it to your Targets, you know, keep it to the massive ones. I grabbed some teeth whitening strips and only was at the self-checkout did I realize they were $30. Exactly, this is what self-checkouts are for, by the way. Okay, I want to say, hypothetically, if you want to steal shit, fucking self-checkouts, dude, alright? But like hypothetically, and you shouldn't actually do that. But yeah, Okay, let's, okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna move on from the news segment. We've made it through! We did it, chatters. We did it. That sick lady that lives next to me following next orders, real. Okay. Yeah, okay, we got it. So now we're gonna move on to something new, okay? And this is kind of an interesting topic that long-time chatters. I just ratioed Steven Crowder to this ratio of my life. You got in on it too? Oh man, everyone's ratioing. Sorry, there you are. Everyone's ratioing Steven Crowder. I want to ratio Steven Crowder. I might have to get in on that later. Maybe. Self-checkouts are being heavily monitored these days. Well, you gotta be careful, you know? If you play it right, you just gotta like pull like a little sleight of hand, you know? You gotta be careful about it. You gotta make it look like you are still like paying for stuff and you are still like swiping it and whatnot. You gotta be aware, if there's not like people watching in person, there'll be people watching on cameras, and they can't hear if it's beeping or not. So if you swipe an item and it doesn't get like registered, that's fine. You know, I'm not gonna go into that, okay? Hypothetically, that's what you would do. I don't endorse crime ever. So we have a fella to talk about, okay? And he's a fella who you might know because I've maybe mentioned him a couple times.
Him kissing goblins. I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin, having political succubus with goblins. Is Trump gonna have babies with a goblin?
Right, so it's about this guy. It's about our fella, Mr. Alex Jones. Look at this guy, and he's back. He's back on Twitter. So this is after he's been gone off Twitter for, according to, if we, I don't really trust scrolling down his timeline, but according to when his last tweet was before he got unbanned, it seems like he was gone since 2018. So he's been gone for about 5 years. Stealing tutorial with Karl Marx. Okay, watch it. It's usually easier to pay for some things and not others. Absolutely, that's the move. Also, if you get caught, it just looks better if you've been paying for some things, you know? It makes it much easier for you to make it clear that you are someone who's in economic straits and that you are trying, but you're not really capable of being able to do it, you know? Max Keel describing in detail how you shoplifted before. I'm interested in this as a chatter and not a member of the British police. Terrible. Show the Alex Jones image. You might have to send that to me again. I don't think I have it like at hand right now. But anyway, so we have Mr. Alex Jones has made a return to Twitter after 5 years of being gone. And I find this very interesting for a couple of reasons, okay? Now, accompanying his return, we also have a interview with Mr. Tucker Carlson, which we could take a look at. We have that option as well. And he also went onto a Twitter space, which was pretty stacked, to say the least, with some awful, terrible, no good people. Okay, he was in a Twitter space. All right, you're gonna be fucking. It's like the like the sex offender Avengers or something. This is with Elon Musk, Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, and Vivek Ramaswamy. Okay, that's who he went into space with, and he had like a long interview. So Alex has been making some moves. I think this is interesting and worth talking about because Alex Jones, though there has been this kind of rightward shift, Alex ever since I don't know, since like the first big lawsuit really around his custody trial, I think it was in 2018. Since then, especially. People have seen him as an unviable person, somebody you can't talk to because everyone recognizes he's, you know, silly. And it's kind of helpful to have him there because in that way he kind of serves a purpose. He can neutralize and kind of make other radical viewpoints that are slightly less ridiculously conveyed seem reasonable. So he has a very clear position in the kind of the conservative machine, so to speak. Now, What's interesting, though, is that that position is clearly changing. So we have this interview, first of all, where Tucker Carlson has a talk with Alex Jones on his lovely, exciting new show. And I'm not gonna make you watch all of it, okay? Because I know. Every time we watch long form content, first of all, I get distracted after like 20 minutes and I give up. And second of all, a 1.5 hour interview between two guys who are professional wafflers can get kind of boring. But we'll skip through, and I'll be pointing things out to you that I think are worth talking about. I have looked at this in advance. I've done my research, so I know what to be aware of. But it's gonna be interesting. 20 minutes or 2 minutes, Queen Bee, you don't need to call me out like that, okay? I try my best. Pre-watch it. I want to be correct, all right? I want to look. You can pre-watch a little bit occasionally, you know. I think it's good to be educated, all right? Leave me alone. Elon reinstated Andrew Anglin after over a decade. Who is that? Who is Mr. Andrew Anglin? Do you want to tell me? Jokes aside, Walmart keeps a registry of people who steal at the self-checkout, and when they steal an amount that is prosecutable, they will throw the cops at you. Be careful, people. Yeah, I believe the bar is $300. What is oh my god, is a felony amount of theft? How much theft is a felony? Oh yeah, okay, never mind. The majority of states have a felony theft threshold between $1,000 and $1,500. Oh, Daily Stormer guy, that makes sense. Jesus, holy shit. Yeah, neo-Nazi, you don't say. Anyways, guys, going to jerk off to you. Good, have a good time. Have fun. Let me on stream, I can be trusted. Terrifying. Should I start streaming or continue on my path to become the dreaded video essayist? I support both. I want to start doing video essays. I've got a few things that I do want to talk about. I'm like really tempted to make some about like just like fun shit. Like I found this really bad film for conservatives. Like the Trump prophecy, I think it is. It was spoken about more a few years ago when it came out. But I've been having a look at that, and I didn't, you know, I didn't see too many people talk about it. So yeah, I would like to. But yeah, I don't know. I would really like to do video essays, honestly. I think that would be really fun. But I'm already kind of struggling under the weight of doing my now once a week stream. So, you know, I'm like trying to figure out how to approach it in the smartest way possible. Look what streaming has done to Maxi's 50 years. Do I seem different? Do I seem different from how I started? Do I seem like significantly depressed or something? You can do essays on Lethal Company. That's fucking cool. Fuck yeah, dude. That sounds sick. I support you. But yeah, do all the shit, folks. But yeah, let's take a look at this. So we're gonna let's make this let's make this a little bit more of a big screen situation here, I'm thinking. All right, let's do that. Okay, we got awoosh, okay, all right, okay, real. Okay, now let me select this. Yes, I know how to stream. All right, I know how to stream. Also, folks, I am fucking beyond pumped. On Christmas, I am getting a new laptop, which is going to be so good, okay, so good, that I'm never going to have to worry about technical issues again. And it's going to be great, and we're going to have all the fucking stimuli on the screen all the time, and it's going to be nuts, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be so sick, it's going to be so fun. Yeah, no, I'm excited though. I'm excited, and hopefully gaming streams, because holy shit, I wanna fucking like hang out and play games. It's like, I like sitting and talking, and if I could play games at the same time, that would be like so fun, you know. But yeah. I should technically be working on a video essay right now, but I got distracted because I saw Karl Marx was like, oh no, you gotta go work on your fucking video essay, dude. You can keep me open on mute in the background so I keep my viewership up. Okay, but yeah, let's take a look at this, all right? So, do I want to preempt this with anything? I'll just show you the intro and we'll see how we feel about it.
We're here with the world's most dangerous man, the most censored man in the English language. But honestly, when you get him in front of an outhouse in the woods, he doesn't seem so dangerous.
It's a fancy outhouse.
We have a ruling class in the United States.
Tucker's fake laugh is so brutal. Like the like I don't know. It's scary. I feel like you could like overlay like various clips of him laughing with like sad, like weird music, and it would like make sense somehow. I don't know. There's something like depressing about it.
United States defined by
You
its
poor script writing to be here. Thank you,
not
Agony. I
its
appreciate
loves,
it.
not its hopes, but by its hatreds. They hate all kinds of people, large groups of people, the deplorable.
Imagine being defined by your hatreds,
the bitter clingers,
Mr. Carlson.
America's entire blue-collar population.
Tucker was more dangerous than Jones. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's arguable. I think they're dangerous in different ways, right? As I've said, I feel like these are all people they have different spots in the apparatus of kind of convincing and indoctrinating people. And Tucker has always been on the kind of the trying to convince like the kind of confused, outraged conservative who's hearing all these things and doesn't know what to do with it. Whereas Alex is like fully trying to bring you into his world of like demons and angels and godly messages and that kind of thing. And it being like it being your mission and his mission to save America. It's like people who don't listen to Alex Jones actively don't realize how insane he is, but he is crazy. He's spoken multiple times about how his like 9/11 predictions were defined by him imagining it as a child. He's talked about like how he had like a download from God where he like received his big message and his great plan. So there's like he is absolutely an insane person, but let's see if they address any more of it. Tucker represents a more competent form of fascism. Alex Jones is too conspiracy brain. Yeah, well, Alex Jones is he's the quintessential libertarian fascist enabler, right? He's somebody who's gonna purport and try and pretend to have like libertarian views based around freedom and equality, or not equality. Sorry, freedom and, well, I guess equal treatment, where basically nobody gets anything good and you just have to try and survive under capitalism and kind of see how it goes. Also, base Gene, thank you for pausing script writing to me. I appreciate it. Tucker had the highest viewership of any of his any US news program. Like, yeah. Alex Jones also, while we're talking about the connection between them, we should establish that as well. So Tucker has in the past made fun of Alex Jones several times, as basically everyone did. And the way that Alex Jones has spoken about Tucker is quite different, actually. He's called Tucker the most important man in the world several times, which is a really interesting way to look at it. So yeah, keep that in mind while we watch.
The unfashionable people. They're hated by the people who run our country. But no one is hated more by them than a man called Alex Jones. Alex Jones is the single most censored man in all American history. He was the first media figure in our history to be completely erased in one day, deplatformed. Alex Jones was deplatformed before it was a common term. And not just deplatformed.
I don't know if that was not a common term. Hasn't deplatformed been in like English usage for like ages? What does that mean? Is that not real? Am I stupid? Is that what? What is he talking about? What's going on? Wait, I'm looking at it on Google Trends. I'm really curious now because I don't actually know what's going on now. Okay, I love Google Trends. I love how it does this. Awesome, functioning website. Okay, let's just go back to watching it.
Attacked. They attempted to criminally charge him. What did Alex Jones do wrong? Alex Jones didn't rape anybody.
Okay. That's basically the strongest argument you can make in favor of Alex Jones. Ignoring that he probably has at some point, given that he's a delusional narcissist. What Alex Jones did wrong, if you didn't know, is Alex Jones has been responsible... Don't say that, Austin. Don't say that, Abe. Sorry. If you don't know what Alex Jones has done, Alex Jones is a guy notorious for fucking lying about every national tragedy he can find. And he one of the famous ones he kicked this off with. Everyone, shut the fuck up. I misspoke. That's not his name. That's not his name. That's not his name. Don't worry. I meant to say Abe. Okay. I'm not doxing. I'm not doxing. It's not his name. It doesn't count. But yeah, Alex Jones lied about that, and then he began to lie about pretty much every other like national catastrophe that happened. He lied about 9/11 immediately when it happened. He was saying that he had like predicted it happening. This is something that you'll hear a lot. Like people will be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe there were people talking about an attack on the World Trade Center before it happened in 2001." And and if you didn't know, there was an attack on the World Trade Center in 1993, and that's why it was like a common fear at the time. So. Yeah, and Alex Jones is a massive piece of shit. He might not have raped someone, but we don't actually know.
He didn't loot Macy's.
Oh, okay, he's fine then. He's fine. Never mind.
He didn't burn a police station. He didn't invent a fake cryptocurrency and loot pension funds. He didn't start a...
I'm surprised he hasn't yet. Honestly, I'm shocked Alex isn't in the crypto space.
Pointless war that made this country poorer and more disorganized. He didn't open the southern
my
border.
social media presence and preparing for the death threats from your community. That's what we do best. according to folks. Did you folks see that? Did you folks see the little clip of me being accused of sending death threats? Let's see where it was. Where was that? I was sent this fairly recently. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Here we are. Here we are. But yeah, saw the clip of the N-word. I don't do that. You see anvils in your personal social media comments to worry about it. Schizoid. Real, true. Yeah, you gotta watch out, dude. You gotta watch out. Okay, here we are.
Being massively harassed by.
Okay, so this is a message between me and Dreamleaf. Dreamleaf sent this to me. Oopsie daisy, that's not a good crop. Holy fucking shit, what's going on here? Nightmare. Okay, here we are.
Karl Max's community sending you death threats and shit because that dude's a piece of shit. I literally just let me check when it was on my channel because
for the record, his community never sent me death threats.
This is also interesting. I believe she implied we were sending... I don't know. I feel like that was the implication. But I mean, look, if she's gone back on that, I'll take it.
Sending you the falling anvil emote. Like, isn't that like a reference that... I know it's like a thing with his like branding, but that's implying... I swear anyway, whatever, sorry.
That's funny. That's very funny. Poor Zan. Poor Zan. The whole Xanderhole situation is really depressing. Interestingly, Keffel's always confused. To be fair, that's also true. The whole Zan situation is interesting. It's the strangest part of this is that I liked both of these people. I liked them quite a bit. I was quite fun. I didn't even have that many thoughts. I didn't really like tune into like finding out all the like angry drama about people. I don't really care about that. I want to see if people do good things and then I'll watch, and if they do good things I'll be like, oh, that's good. And if they do bad things, I'll be like, oh, that's bad. You know? And that's what it boils down to. And I thought it would stay like that. I thought, you know, and yeah, and so, you know, but then times change. I moved from being someone who watches streams to someone who does streams, and then talking to Keffels, that's all been destroyed, obliterated, wrecked. I mean, with Zan, it was one thing because he'd already blocked me 6 months ago. I think 7 now. But with Keffels, it was really absurd and really odd. And yeah, and I'm in a way I'm pleased about how things have gone now in terms of, I don't know if you folks have seen, but there is just there's a stream of Keffels and Xanderhole having a talk, and it is just the most painful thing. So Shu made a tweet basically implying that people were being overly defensive of her being irrational about the Balenciaga thing that happened not years and years ago, but like a while ago, right? And she basically said that people were being weird about arguing about it, and that she'd been blocked by a bunch of people over it. I believe, or that she was blocking people over it. And Xanderhol took this as him being accused of being a pedophile. And I don't really know. It's hard to read because Shu was vague about it. I've spoken to Shu in DMs about this a bit, and she said that it's like a misrepresentation of what was said. Let me see what she said. Let's see. Okay, here we are. There was no pedo jacketing unless you take a very unfaithful interpretation. And even then, Demon Mama wasn't in that tweet, so I don't know what he's even saying. Just all around bizarre. So, yeah. I have to save my energy for the script again. Goodbye again, chat. Oh, take care, Gene. Okay. Have fun. I know because I was working on a detailed video rebuttal at the time. Base. Yeah. So yeah, and Zan's been eating shit on this. So Zan tried to go and confront Keffels about it, and he made a tweet. This was a tweet they made after he'd reached out to Keffels. Oh, take care? Oh, okay. Okay, take care, Leslie. It's all right. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Fuck me. Where was I? But yeah, no. So Zan went on the Keffels stream then later on to go and talk to her, and it's perhaps one of the most painful, embarrassing. No, the other Mr. Are you saying okay? Anyway, the most like embarrassing, depressing conversation I have ever laid my eyes on. Okay, this shit's bad. Okay. So Zan in this, he seems above all confused. He doesn't seem like he really knows how to handle the situation. It doesn't seem like he has like his points well laid out. And Keffels is very much on her front foot this whole conversation. She's very much on the offensive. And in a weird way, it feels like she kind of goes like debate mode a little bit, which is it's something that I think is stupid and kind of funny, but I also kind of get it. Like I have had conversations where I'm like, oh wait, am I sinking back into this like mode that I do when I argue with people? But yeah, we can take a look at this for a second. Keffels debate pervert, I think so. Seems to be more so one than me as well. All right, I want to establish that Keffels entirely worse than me in that department. All right, especially since she fucking asked me to debate and then pussied out with it and then did poorly. Okay, that's some debate. That's some debate pervert bullshit right there. Okay, all right. However you want to flip it. But let's just take a look at this for a quick moment, just to see, just so I can show you what I mean when I'm talking about how like kind of depressing and embarrassing it is, really. Here we are.
Want to fight? I have been nothing but a good friend to him. I was willing to raise money for him for a legal defense when he was going through all of the stuff with Sasha. And he decided to burn the bridge with me because I associated with Shu on it. Hey, you know what? Actually, yes, I will talk with you if Tipster is available to mediate the conversation. I will have both of you on stream. I'm not doing a one-on-one.
That's weird as well, honestly. I think she handled this situation weirdly, but also Xanderhol kind of gave it to her on like a silver platter, really. And having a look at the conversation, it is not great.
Shit, I was responding to that guy that she was talking to, who was doing the gay groomer shit and like talking about how these people need to be killed by these people.
Keep an eye on the dynamic here.
He meant trans people.
Can you show me the tweet? Because when I was trying to look into, because this is so old, when I was trying to look into all of
Let's
them
skip ahead a
terminally
little bit.
online,
Yeah.
indicating that anybody who takes issue with what Shu did to me and Demon Mama has recognized the pattern of how
so
she
the person
goes
didn't
against
mention either Shu or Demon Mama and was simply
Zan got
creating
cooked so
a
hard in this
position
combo.
that's
It was brutal. It was really brutal. They are working in different levels. Keffel sees it as a conversation over platforming. Zandhol as a friend's code, which is totally inconsistent.
someone
Yeah,
that they
it
do
doesn't-
not know
It doesn't
holds.
work.
And that was the problem. That's what I think is parasocial.
Basically, though, Zandhol needs to like get his shit together. Really, like that's kind of the crux of it. He makes it very clear in his conversation as well that he feels an obligation to be loyal and defend his friends in like all cases, which feels like an absurd, dangerous thing to do. Yeah, and Keffel's kind of points that out. It's a great way for her to come out looking good in this situation.
When people treat content creators like they're all characters in a soap opera or something instead of actual people.
Sure, but I really don't think so. For example, a lot of
But yeah, it's kind of boring. It's a lot of Zan being on his back foot, being kind of trying to like vaguely reason, and it kind of really just ends with him being like, okay, you can think I'm insane, I don't really know what to do, and that's kind of it, you know. That's what it like boils down to. Okay, all right, what else are we looking at? Oh my fucking god, did I click off the am I actually stupid? Did I click off my the fucking thing you were watching?
And he's done it on
Okay, here we are. Let's go back into it. Oh my god, why are these all fucked up? What happened? What happened? What's going on? Fucked up. Okay, never mind. We'll just do this. Ouch. Well, he's not been consistent about what being faithful about. Over what being faithful is about. Xander is okay being friends with Wu, even though she said she also pedojacketed DM. Yeah. True. Yeah. Not to mention all the weird commentary YouTuber mates he has. Yeah. No, you can't start like drawing like weird lines in the sand for that kind of thing. I feel like, I don't know. I think I understand the urge to be like, I'm just gonna like cut out anyone who's kind of bad or annoying. But I think that risks putting you in kind of an echo chamber for one. It's also just kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's much like material benefit to kind of like just kind of trying to get away from everyone who disagrees with you. I'm talking about Turkey Tom and Blowblacks and shit. Who is Bowblacks? I don't know Bowblacks past just being blocked by him. That's all I know. I think I made fun of him one time because he had like a shitty tweet and I made fun of it and then he blocked me, and that's kind of all.
Tape again and again to the point where it's a
Bowblacks
meme on the
is
internet.
cringe.
Alex Jones, prophet.
Scary.
Not conspiracy nut, prophet.
What?
But when you dig into Alex Jones's
crazy.
predictions,
That's a wild way to
they are
frame
so
it.
spot on that it's remarkable. How does he
Diorio seems sad. Nick Diorio seems to like conduct himself like how I imagine like a 13-year-old like Zoomer would. Like I don't know. It's just weird. Dude seems to care about like weird shit and have weird opinions.
do this? We're guessing there's a kind of spiritual sensitivity to Alex Jones. Maybe that's his secret. He was displaying this years before the average person in this country even thought about matters like that. Now it's pretty obvious to most people that
So this is so he has like this whole like thingy leading up to like juicing him. He's a Twitter drama YouTuber. Oh, really? I need to see if I've been in any drama videos at any point. I would be so curious. Like past the ones that I'm like aware of, like a couple things about like the recent stuff. I need to see if I've ever like made it in with like shitting on someone at some point. That would be funny. Zan doesn't seem to have any consistent values, just standards based on personal relationships with him and vague association with his clique. Never seemed fully genuine in his convictions. That's, yeah, pretty much. That's the impression I get too. Also, Dylan Can't Sleep. I think that's a first time chatter. Nice to have you. Welcome.
the current war
If I'm
going
not wrong, am I
on
wrong?
in this
I
country
think
is
that's true.
taking place in ways you can't see it most of the time. But 10 years ago, people were not thinking that.
Okay,
Alex
are we-
Jones was. And so we thought it'd be interesting to sit down and talk to Alex Jones,
I don't
the
know.
man. He joins us now in our studio. Alex Jones,
I'm
thank
trying
you.
to see if I
Wow,
have
Tucker,
the
it's great to
mental energy to do this one. I don't know if I want to have all my streams be like 2 hours or something, because that feels kind of sad, but also I get eepy sleepy, you know? I need to take like more Ritalin, I think.
Here, amazing studios, amazing, I mean it, amazing people. And this is really going to be, I think, a historic interview. So thanks for having me.
Well, I'm really grateful to be able to do it. And it's just...
He tried to infiltrate the commentary community a few years back to counter the rightwards lean of that space and made a few weird friends in the process. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I understand the urge to try, but obviously with that kind of crowd, it's going to be really hard to get anywhere. Unless you have some major dirt on Zan who will 100% turn on you eventually for drama, yeah. I'm sad I didn't get a chance to be friendly with Zan. I feel like that would have been fun. Just for like a bit, you know? Just like, you know, a week. Like with Keffels. Like we were good with Keffels for a bit. You know? Every streamer is ADHD confirmed. I mean, look, dude, I think a large portion of people do. I half the reason I want to do this is because I'm very ADHD and I just like the idea of being able to switch between everything all the time. It's just like being able to do whatever the fuck and kind of and like just kind of talk to an audience seems very, very fun. I do want to keep talking about this, but it's kind of annoying. But we'll take a little break from that for a second, just to check in on a special boy. Okay, it's a very special boy. I know, it's a special boy. His name is Vivek Ramaswamy. All right. Take a look at this. So during this historical, you might even say, Twitter space featuring Alex Jones, Musk, Tate, the Tate brothers, Matt Gaetz, Vivek, and whoever the fuck the other people are. Also Jackson Hinkle. I got excited that you talk about me. I'm very sorry. But he decided while he was in a Twitter space to not actually to not actually mute his microphone while he underwent something. It's pronounced Vivek. That's true, actually. It's pronounced Vivek. I feel like I should probably say that correctly. Okay, Vivek. But let's take a listen at what Mr. Vivek was getting up to.
Musk is promoting an optimistic, pro-human future that the science and evidence shows is real and that we need.
Gentlemen, I have to go.
This is a presidential candidate, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be clear about my position. I'm super pro-human, and I mean all humans. You know, humans in America, humans in
Somebody's got their thing open.
and everywhere else.
Their phone open in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's Vivek. That's your phone, Vivek. I'm not able to mute you.
This is crazy, by the way. Vivek, not a tall guy.
ahead.
This is like impressive. Okay, this is like is he pissing? You got it exactly right.
Sorry about that.
So, well, I hope you feel better.
I feel great. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
So yeah, and let's note this wasn't just any Twitter space. This was one where 2.2 million people tuned in. Oh, it's kind of awesome, though. It's kind of awesome, Chad. To be, I mean, I can't lie. It's kind of it's kind of a baller move. All right, it's kind of a baller move. I mean, if anything, he's definitely asserted himself over everyone else in the space. I am very amused at Alex Jones just being like, hey, is someone pissing? Is someone pissing right now? Is someone taking a piss? What's going on? He has a very weak beta stream. Yeah, he really wasn't like going for it, you know? No commitment in that piss. No enthusiasm, you know? Fucked up. I have just enough dyslexia to see Vivek as Zizek. But it's a funny image every time it happens. Oh god, that must lead to some very, very confusing headlines for you. Alex would know what's piss and what's water. Terrifying. What does that mean? There have been leaks of Alex Jones stuff, but I feel like weird looking through his personal stuff. But I am curious. Like there's like been like leaks of like text between him and his wife that came out during the trial he had, you know, about his kids and whatnot. But yeah, pissing on call to the richest man in the world is so Chad. That is kind of awesome. That is okay. Okay, you know what? You know what? Maybe we change our minds, all right? Maybe we're Vivek supporters now, all right? He pissed too good. He pissed too good, okay? He showed the bourgeois, with his powerful, well, not very powerful, his weak stream, okay? All right, and now we support him, all right? Yay, 2024. Okay, never mind. No. Okay, we take it back, okay? Not true, bad, okay? We're not doing that, all right? We're not doing that. Okay. But I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was kind of a little humorous little situation. I thought. Okay, what else do we want to have a look at? Because I feel like I might be running out of juice here. I'm not quite sure. Okay. All right. So this is just one last thing. I think I want to look at this, and then we might enter the winding down phase, because I'm not sure how much I really want to commit to analyzing a full fucking interview between those fuckers. But this is an unrelated thing, and this is just something I'd like to note due to all the conversations that we've had recently about anti-electoralism. But that's something that's died down, I feel like. I think it's still worth acknowledging when we have these particularly stark displays of why the Dems actually aren't as bad as Republicans, and why saying so is incredibly stupid and ignorant. Let's take a look at this, okay? Skadoosh. So this is a clip from Trump, and let's just hear what he says.
I will implement strong ideological screening of all immigrants. If you hate America, if you want to abolish Israel, if you don't like our religion, which a lot of them don't, if you sympathize with jihadists, then we don't want you in our country, and you are not getting it.
So let's take a minute there. If you don't like our religion, probably more implicatory of him believing that someone else's religion is inherently opposed to Christianity, which is what Christians often think about every other religion. So yeah, so Trump, if you don't know, as Leslie says right there in chat, is a little bit, not even a little bit, he's a straight up fucking ethno-statist, okay? So if you are somebody who's gonna like fucking support not voting for Biden, you're supporting an ethno-statist, okay? That's what you're doing, all right? You're supporting a guy who literally fucking hates everyone who doesn't look exactly like him. So, you know, maybe don't do that. Trump isn't even Christian, he just puts it onto a piece of base. He's like Hitler. Didn't Hitler do that? Actually, wait, wait, my brain is faltering with my Hitler Christianity knowledge. He was like weirdly in the middle, but like against like the Catholic Church, but I think he utilized Christianity and stuff. Yeah, Hitler did that. Okay, base, look at me go. Mussolini is who I'm thinking. Oh, I mean, I was thinking of Hitler. Mussolini probably did that though. That wouldn't surprise me. Mussolini seemed like he was very ready to sacrifice anything in order to get his way. Hitler strikes me as a bit more conceited, I guess. I don't know, but like with Mussolini's kind of like journey, that's like very, very, very not surprising. Mussolini was actively anti-theist, though he had to appease Catholics. That's really interesting. I mean, I can imagine, to be fair, that being anti-theist at that time is a horrible fucking challenge to undergo, and that you actually like cannot get fucking anywhere with that, right? So you know, I do kind of get it. Let's turn this down a bit. Let's turn this down. Let's make it comfortable, comfy, cozy. Let's go. He believed that mummy curses were real. Aw, that's cute. That's cute. I mean, to be fair, actually, you know what? I think I don't know. I feel like a lot of people would have been over that by that point. I don't know. When I see like stuff that old like people believed way back, I often I like oscillate between making fun of them and not making fun of them, because on the one hand, It was a while ago, but on the other hand, a lot of people did know better, you know? So like, really? Can you make that excuse necessarily, you know? Like really? You know? You get what I'm saying? And this is not a chair stream, because I'm moving away. I'm still here. You can see me in the fucking reflection, okay? It doesn't count. It just doesn't count. Okay? I imagine he'd have the appeal to appeal to the religious right to build a base and stuff. Yeah, that's how it goes, isn't it? That's how it goes. But yeah, none of that bullshit anymore. It's not good. We don't want that. No unnecessary appeasement, please. You know? Europeans made tea from mummies. I don't accept criticism from the Americans about cannibalism. Real. I mean, Europeans made a lot from mummies. We made medicine. We made pills. We tried to gather the embalming stuff because we thought it was made out of a specific ingredient, which does yield health benefits. Turns out it didn't actually have that ingredient. But they made tons of these like mummy pills, but they weren't actually, you know, effective at doing anything, which is kind of funny. So it was just people like swallowing like mummy goop from like hundreds of years ago. Or thousands? Yeah, that'd be thousands, wouldn't it? But yeah. People like to pretend Mussolini was Catholic as a dunk. Really? Interesting. Oh yeah, Agony, I understand. That would make sense that you'd be aware of that. Yeah. Your breed of religion is interesting, Agony. I'm happy to have a diverse range of beliefs and thoughts in this chat. I think it's interesting. Like I am, in terms of like my ideal world, religion wouldn't exist, but in terms of the world as it is right now, if we can utilize religion for the better, because it's not going away anytime soon, but if we can use it for the better, then that's, you know, that's much better than nothing, right? So, you know, yeah, awesome. W. Yeah. People are being angry in my replies about British food. I forgot I haven't talked about that yet. We'll talk about it maybe later. Maybe later. I want to smoke a little bit first, okay? I've seen more people pretend that Hitler was non-religious than I've seen people pretend that Mussolini was religious. Well, Hitler seemed religious, but like in his own way. Like in the, he believes that God, that he inherited like the Aryan spirit, and that he has to like forward it and like make the world better for white people or something. Wasn't that his whole deal? Hitler very much sounds like Alex Jones in that sense, in that he like got like a message from God basically, where he's meant to like do stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's like your typical like schizo rambling, I guess. He wasn't one of the Himmlerist occultists though. That's interesting. Nazi occult shit is very fascinating. I find it interesting how they tried to utilize like paganism in making up their little stuff, you know? It's like they're like Nazis have like a concerning amount in common with like edgy alt chicks, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, they liked like the witchcraft bullshit a little bit. It seemed like it's funny, it's interesting, it's really interesting. Himmler was a big kiss ass, but he never reached inner circle status. Is that so? That's interesting. I've read a lot about Himmler, I guess. I mean, I'm just over the time. Being a German, you see a lot of the you go and you get very educated. They make it fucking clear to you how bad the Holocaust was. And there's one distinct quote I remember from Himmler when I was in Berlin, and I was in one of the museums, one of the Holocaust memorial places, and it was talking about the things that he'd written, and I remember it was just about him talking about how gay people aren't people, they're vermin, and then me and my friends were like, guys, we're vermin, this is awesome. But yeah, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, it's just depressing, really, but what can you do, such as the Holocaust, right? I don't know. don't know. I can't exactly talk about the Holocaust and be like, wow, that's awesome, you know? Max says, so from Hitler? No. I can come on and talk about positive Christianity Hitler sometime. That would be interesting. I would like to have a conversation about it. I just, you know, there are a lot of flaws and issues there as well. But, you know, if you want, we can have like an amicable discussion, you know? Not a debate. I want to be friendly, you know? A talk, you know? And anyway, I know that you and I agree on most things, so... Or like a solid quantity, it seems, for sure. I need to learn more about the Nazis. I learned some in school, however, I think it would be better to learn more. That's fair. I mean, look, we, in Germany, you're kind of taught it in, like, bursts. Like, you get, like, a little bit about it in, like, 3rd grade, you get a little bit about it in, like, 6th to, like, 8th grade, and then you focus in on it again really hard in, like, 10th, 11th grade. So, like, you are, like, throughout your childhood, you are reminded of it, and you, like, think about it, you know? I would never debate in favor of positive Christianity, Lamau. Oh, it's when Hitler took over positive... Oh... That's what it is. Okay, sorry. Excuse me. Never mind. I take it back. Look, okay? Okay, I meant good Christianity, like chill Christians, you know? Disregard. I've never made a little accident ever. I never said anything wrong, you know? It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, no, if you want to come and tell me about it, I would be happy to learn, you know? And that's what I'm all about. It'd be awesome. Yeah, cool. Logan, I want to send you the VOD from that Alex Jones thingy I made, and then we can cut that down into a video, because I think that would be nice. It's kind of fucked, because in that VOD, the chat breaks for like 20 minutes, and I look really sad. Like I get so sad in that bit, but yeah, I don't know, but the rest is like good, and I think it's a good thing, you know? I think it's like a good piece of content. It's just a shame that like nobody actually saw it, you know? And I think it would make like nice edited video, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, do we have any broad content suggestions again? I know I ask this every now and then. Also, folks, if you're here, don't forget to leave a little like on the stream, okay? But are there any content suggestions you folks have? Anything that would be fun or entertaining to look at or listen to? Balloons is pretty awesome. However, I now have deep trauma associated with balloons because I had that debate with Caffles and she was talking about balloons when I joined, so not good, you know? But yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I'm excited, dude. I am moving in 20 days. Well, not 20 days exactly, but like 20 to 25-ish. And I'm going to England, so that's really scary. That's exciting. I don't even know what balloons is? What? How do you not know what balloons is? It's Balloons Tower Defense, dude. Do you never play fun little shitty mobile games or like games on a tablet when you were younger? Yeah. It'll have to be after I go back to my apartment mid-January. Okay, no worries. You take your time. Let me know. I don't really play video games that often. That's fair. Yeah, I want to play games. I need to figure out what to play that's like nice to look at and like entertaining, but not overwhelming and not too much attention demanding. So I can actually like talk and play the game and not have to worry about getting too like ADD about it and like too distracted. Yeah, it was on the Flash Game sites, that's right. Oh my god, the good old days, dude, the good old days. Awesome. I miss Flash, dude. It's so cool. It was so sick. I remember being like genuinely like reasonably sad when they closed it down. I don't know, it just like feels, I don't know. Lonely Mountain Sandhill is probably a good game for relaxation. I mean, yeah, but I played that so much now. You know? I need something new, I need something fresh. So I don't know. I was thinking of maybe getting into Celeste, which I've been recommended to, you know, given given the people I'm surrounded by. That seems fun. I'm not sure though. The true end of childhood, real. Yeah, that's the real deletion of innocence, you know. When Flash gets gotten rid of. Celeste seems good. Yeah, it seems like fun, right? And it like looks kind of like visually nice enough, and it's like, you know, simple to look at and kind of easy to understand, you know. I got stuck on a level of Celeste. Really? Yeah, you should finish that.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
But yeah, I've watched people play Celeste before, and I seem to be a good spot of pointing out hidden areas to people. That would be great. That would be fun. Yeah. I don't know, like chill gaming streams where I can just like, I don't know, after I've like talked for a couple hours, I can just kind of sit back and game, you know? That would be like really fun, I feel like. And then we could do more interactive stuff as well, you know? Like I want to play games and like do stuff like Jackbox with the chat, but I'm scared. I don't want my computer fucking up, you know? I'm like, it's not that bad, but it's also not that good, you know? Sims. Maybe the most boring thing to watch ever, yeah. I used to play Rocket League a lot, but that's too intense, I think. Probably, most likely. I do not want you to be in Jackbox. I'm terrified. I kind of want to... Jackbox is wild. It would be fun. It would be fun. I don't know. I would like to see if there are like other viewer interactive games that I could find that are like more esoteric, you know? I want to see if there's anything that we can find for us, kinda. But I don't know. I think it would be hard to find things. And also a lot of streamer games are like games for like streamers and audiences are for like massive audiences, and you know, we're not quite there yet. You know, we got a healthy 9 viewers, but like there's you know, right? But yeah, no, we could figure it out. I would like to see if I can I might try and like brainstorm and figure it out. I had that game, the bingo idea a while ago, but I think that's too slow. Also for me and my brain, you know how I am. So I don't know. I need to ponder it. I need to think about stuff. But I mean, you have my Discord. Okay, so you folks are in the Discord. I will add, throw in the Discord link actually just real quick in case there are any chatters here who wanna join and are good. So if you join, go in there and don't forget to introduce yourself if your like name on Discord isn't clearly related to your Twitter name, okay? But yeah, go on there. There's a stream suggestions channel, so if you have any good ideas that you want to throw my way that you'd like to try out or think would be fun, or any interesting news pieces or videos, then that would be pretty good, you know? That would be fun. So yeah, just throw whatever you have in there. That'd be great. But yeah, you know? I think I'm gonna be keeping the streams at once a week, by the way, for now, because I got a lot going on in terms of preparing to move out and also just not feeling great from seasonal depression and whatnot. But once a week is very manageable. But you folks, make sure you free up your Tuesdays, okay? No plans, all right? If you make plans on a Tuesday and you're a Karl Maxer, I'll be personally so offended, okay? I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna be crying. Next stream is just gonna be like me curled up in a ball on the floor. All right. So make sure you make yourself some time so you can join. Taco. Look, no, tacos. You can Taco Tuesday and watch my stream at the same time. You gotta combine the two. You know. Yeah. I'm gonna play Dead Space to occupy my time before Christmas. Dead Space looks fun. I tried to get into Dead Space. Unfortunately, I stopped playing after like 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm just really my ADD just sucks. I just get really bored really quickly. I need to like commit to something properly. The one game that I got kind of further in was like Little Big Planet. I enjoyed that. That was like fun. And I like did that for a while, and then that was kind of it. Have I seen what happened in the Polish Parliament today? I read something about it, but I can't remember what it was. Do you want to remind me? Do you want to tell me? But yeah, how many games have I completed? Oh, quite a lot. Quite a few games. I used to game a good bit. I used to really love really love gaming, but it used to be like my main form of entertainment. You know, as I said, as I'd like moved away from England, and German TV really sucked, and was, you know, vastly just translated English TV, which obviously I didn't want to watch. You know, being a Brit, I don't want to go to another country and be like, oh look, it's the actors I like, but they sound really stupid. Germans, if there are any Germans in chat, shout out. You'll get what I'm saying, or you don't even need to be a German. Actually, I can just show you. But if we have a look at like German voice acting, like I'll play a German trailer of something, okay? And you'll see immediately why I fucking hate the voice acting. So this is the here's the Harry Potter trailer. Actually, Harry Potter may get anything. Probably. Wait, let's see if we can find them speaking. Do they talk?
Unglaubliche Ehre. Wer sind Sie denn?
Wer sind Sie denn? Oh nein, Dobby, was machst du? Mein Gott, Katastrophe. You know, they all speak like that all the time, and it makes me want to die. Like I can't watch a thing where the whole time they're gonna be like, quick, we gotta go over there. Come on, move. You gotta be fast. And that's how they talk, but like in German, you know, and it's awful. It's awful. They constantly talk like someone who thinks they're like, I don't know, Germans have an acting voice for some reason that nobody speaks like unless they're directly emulating how people behave in film. It's interesting. It's like a fucked up version of the transatlantic accent, where instead of just like an accent, it's like a, I mean, it's a type of inflection that's like very unique to Germans acting, which is just strange. I don't know. It's really strange, and I just don't like it. I completed Doom 1 and 2 and Doom Eternal, Metal Gear Rising, Wolfenstein 1 and 2. For me, not much, but this is a more recent thing of me actually completing games. Well, good job. Those are fun. Those are fun. Don't the Japanese voice actors do something similar? Yeah. I mean, there are plenty of examples of other voice actors being not great. But you know, it's okay. It's like anime VAs. Yeah, basically. It's just really awful. They're just really bad at it. Anime, thing is, at least anime has it has a kind of what feels like a more appropriate context for people being exaggeratory and excitable and that kind of thing, right? Like you have like these bright colors, these exciting looking characters and that kind of thing. But when you have like a German dub of like a regular film, you know, and you just have these like characters who are like talking about something and they just sound so silly, and it's like it's like a dark scene, you know, it's meant to be like grotty, it's meant to be serious, but like their delivery is just awful. It's just so off. It's just so terrible. I don't know. It's not great. I've been suffering through Outer Wilds. Oh, that sounds fun. I saw that a bit. It looked kind of cool. Space games look really cool, but tend to be really boring. That's like my impression. Like space, fucking awesome. Super cool thing. Cool concept, right? Like what the fuck? Let's go. But on the other hand, it's really hard to make a good game about space, I feel like, you know? I saw Miraculous dubbed in Portuguese and it was so weird. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can imagine. It happens in every language. In Spanish, in Neutro, it sounds awful, and like a bunch of reporters from the news talking, not voice actors. Yeah, it's a similar kind of deal. It's like this very like they're speaking like presenters in a way. Or it's like they you know how if you watch a film, we had this with The Whale kind of. You can tell if there's someone who's a stage actor who's in a film for the first time, right? Because they'll do certain things. They'll like you know, they'll have certain mannerisms that they exaggerate a bit. They'll speak, they'll project differently, you know. And I don't know, when you can just really tell, it just kind of ruins things, you know. I don't know, it's just not good. Especially Wolfenstein 2, that was a good ride. Also felt good to complete that series from 2 years from when I started the first one. Yeah, I can imagine. That's a lovely thing. That's a lovely thing. I need to like find my PlayStation account so I can actually see what games I used to play, because I barely remember anymore, frankly. The Whale was my favorite movie of the year by far. Interesting. I found it decent. I thought it was quite curious. I like I like the concept of it. I find the concept really interesting. Talking about the kind of uncomfortableness of that kind of situation, and like the degree of how trapped you are as well if you are like that, right? Because in Fella's situation in the film, right, being that fat, being that kind of helpless at that point, he obviously can't help it. He's like clearly addicted as well to it. I don't know, it's really interesting, and it's obviously it's one of those things that you just don't see media about because it's kind of an ugly topic, you know. And I find stuff that like kind of approaches that kind of thing and tries to make something, especially if that thing is compassionate, really good. Find it fascinating. I haven't watched The Whale. No, it's the one gif where the protagonist floats up to heaven or something. Yeah, it gets pretty wacky. It gets pretty wacky. I remember watching the film before I had heard about that scene, and it was baffling. But it was pretty cool. Oh no, Sophie from Mars response. I do not have the lore there. I know Sophie from Mars is like a figure in the space who people got angry at and has like done annoying stuff, but past that I'm not that super aware. XC Volcom, nice to have you. Welcome. You've caught me towards the back end of my stream, but you know, she got abuse allegations. Okay, well, abuse is bad. Good to see you too, fella. Nice to have you. But yeah, she got abuse allegation. If she did it, that's bad. From one of the well, there's your problem, people. Wait. Oh wait, isn't that a thingy? I don't know. Oh, she admitted to it. Okay, well that's not good. All right. Well, she's terrible then. But yeah, I don't know. I like to avoid topics that where I don't actually have like all the context. But that sounds like enough for me. I'll take your word for it. But yeah, hot take. You're welcome. I'm 99% sure the response was AI generated. Really? That would be interesting. It's fascinating how many people will try and pull like will try and make something with AI and try and like fucking play it off as if they actually wrote it. Like the amount of times I've now been in a situation where I've been either like reading an article or watching a video even. A lot of the time you'll hear like scripts which like they keep on using the little phrases and the little like I don't know, there's just a certain way that ChatGPT writes as well. So yeah, first ever person who blocked me. All my ops are meeting their downfall. Awesome. That's a great endorsement. I love when like the worst people hate me. There's something very satisfying about that, you know? Like what's more reassuring than that, right? Like how else are you gonna know that you're fighting the good fight apart from like the worst, everyone who's bad just despising you? It's kind of awesome. It's kind of sick, right? But yeah. First person I remember being blocked by was Polly people. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, she seems like an angry individual sometimes.
Having political succubus with goblins. I don't want to see him kissing goblins. He's going to marry a goblin. I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin. What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. Right.
Wet ass P-word.
I asked it to create a version of Hamilton that mixes that used a mix of Stormlight and Kingkiller characters. It basically created Mistborn. It was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, there's I think there's plenty of interesting uses for AI that aren't like necessarily terrible. I think it's AI was kind of an inevitability of computing. I forgot what Logan's gonna probably know this. The one law about how tech is gonna exponentially get better, and now that's kind of unavoidable. And that's true, you know? That's why I'm like that's why I don't like, whenever I see these things of people seeing, Moore's law, that's right, yeah. Whenever I see people doing, like, witnessing massive tech developments and being like, oh, well, this is it for us, it's kind of silly, right? Because that's just gonna happen, you know? It's just gonna happen. You just can't escape it, you know? And the best thing we can do is figure out how to take it on properly and use it right. Yeah, and then there's also like the whole thing of people turning against the kind of the means that that their oppressors are using rather than the oppressors themselves. In this case, it's like very much something of people wanting to oppose capitalism and the potential exploitation of AI, but kind of misunderstanding how to do that and shitting on AI itself rather than the potential misuse of it, which is stupid. That was specifically about processing power doubling every 18 months, and it's basically only held true because tech manufacturers are trying to keep it true. Okay, all right. But I don't know. I think that general sentiment of the notion that we are going to exponentially be capable of more and more things, it is true, right? It feels like kind of unavoidable. We have to be more pro-social than ever during technological advances, otherwise we'll fall to fascism more than ever. Absolutely, yeah. Because if we like allow there to be a world built on stuff that we reject participating in, how are we gonna survive? You know, like we need to be aware of how to take this on, how to utilize it, and how to speak to people who are actually interested in it. Because I think the majority of the population treats new wild tech like anyone would treat new wild tech. They'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know? So when lefties jump in and they're like, oh, this is actually evil and bad because it might be used by bad people, it makes us look stupid. Did I see those idiots reposting the Miyazaki vid? I have no idea what you're talking about. What video, even? Where he's freaking out about some machine learning powered CGI zombie. No, I've not heard about that situation. That sounds fascinating. I'm incredibly curious about that. So what? They think that like it's gonna be like taken over or something? He's just based for hating AI art. Ooh, I mean, look, okay. I think AI art, or let's just say AI generated images are morally neutral. It's very much just a situation of a tool being created to do something. Obviously, I don't know. I think it's really arguable how we treat this, because there are plenty of forms of art that involve randomness and you know, like a degree of like algorithms and stuff, and every art piece is built off some artist's awareness of thousands of other art pieces. So I don't know. I have a hard time particularly caring to morally indict that when I feel like it's a lot of the criticisms could be applicable to other things as well. Like the contorting CGI zombie does not remind me of someone with muscular issues. I do like the part where he said, if you want to make horror, just do it. Then just do it though. I need to see this fucking thingy. Yeah. I've seen my deformity used in horror as well. That's also a known well issue. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's also tough. Like talking about like things appearing in horror like that. Like, I don't know. That's also an issue. I like the way that like sometimes in horror, like the whole thing will just be like, oh yeah, the villain just has like a deformation, is really depressing, and it is really sad. but I also understand why there are like themes, basic themes like that use like a lot of horror as like you have this thing, but there's something slightly off about it, and that's like the scary part, because humans are used to pattern recognition, and if we notice that something's slightly off, it unsettles us. So like, I get the utilization of it. I just think it needs to be measured in such a way that is actually like not, it doesn't just hinge on like, look, this person has a deformity and now they want to kill everyone. Like, you know? Yeah, I have no sympathy for the copyright Hitlers on art Twitter. That's very fair. I can empathize with that. Not all AI art is unethical. A lot of it currently is. The only one I can think of as ethical is Adobe Firefly. That's interesting. What makes Adobe Firefly ethical? Is that because they're using the Adobe library or something, where they have the access to copyright on that? Or what are you talking about? Okay, take care, Agony. It was nice having you. Thank you very much for being here. The programming team were boasting about the zombie using its head like a limb for locomotion. I've never seen anybody do that shit, disabled or not. Curious. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, yeah, I don't think I've seen people do that before. Yeah. Most times, if there's somebody who would like need to use their head for locomotion, they would have a device for locomotion, and they wouldn't be using their head, in my experience. So, IRC, they're using their own library, yeah. Well, then it just comes down to these people are more ethical because they own more property that they can use, right? Like, this is kind of an issue where you end up like, the only people who could then possibly do something are the people who can afford to spend tons and tons and tons of money. Right? So like, I don't know. I mean, this is also like my issue with like copyright stuff, you know? It's just not affordable for a lot of people to bend to that whenever they want to do something that might involve a copyrighted thing. Yeah. Yeah, the zombie is it's very not physically debilitated. Whoa, I can't read. Physical disability, like it's completely disfigured and unintelligible. Okay. I'm not paying through the nose for clearing shit. That's what I think as well. I feel like if you repurpose something, which AI art is doing, like I've yet to see cases of like AI art just like just straight ripping an image from like the internet or something. Like I've seen it use elements, but I don't care about that. I don't care about people using like parts of something to make a new thing, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Actually, all you need to do is have a waiver of consent. I don't want people stealing my work as well. Are people, would it be somebody stealing your work if an artist saw your picture and a picture by a different artist and tried to make a new picture combining both of those features? Danny Brown spent $70,000 on sample clearance for Atrocity exhibition, and it's not even mega sample heavy. I'm not dealing with that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is actually, I was thinking about why I never got into using samples, and it's because I wanted to upload my music without having to worry. Like I should have, because sampling would be great and would like match the kind of shit that I've made before. I think that's why I didn't get into it. Photoshop is now illegal. Finally, we did it, folks. We did it. Based W. It was usually like 1 or 2 examples per song. Holy shit. Fuck me. Oh wait, so that's like an album then? Jesus, though, that's like an insane amount of money. But yeah, like this is the thing. You have people like, because everyone who's in control of this is like the massive like music corps, right? You have like probably like 4 labels who have like all of the biggest artists, and all of them are selling like the rights to their shit for insane prices, like stuff the average person might be like lucky to make in a year. Like it's absurd, and like that just makes it like an entirely like unapproachable system, right? No, because that's the humor, and my art isn't uploaded into a database. The database is part of the issue I have with it. Well, I would argue that the database is in that form, it's just that person's brain. I mean, if you saw like features of stuff that resembled your art in their work, would you then say it's bad? And I understand, because that's a human, that's like different, but if it's a different picture that's being produced anyway, I don't know. But I understand partially, but I also don't really know if you have the right to say that you don't want to let your art be used to help make more art. But I understand if you don't want to like help a specific company profit or whatever. But yeah, no, I understand. But I don't know. I think it could have positive uses as well, obviously. Yeah. No, I understand not wanting to help them generate profits though. I understand that. But yeah, I don't know, we need to achieve fucking socialism and then we can have AI art and AI generated imagery and we can like chill about it, you know? But yeah, I don't know, I get it. I do not ask for permission before sampling shit and I wish to remain consistent. I support you entirely, Logan. I support you entirely. Look, if somebody, I don't know, if you were an artist and you made a song and you heard someone like sample your stuff and make something cooler out of it and then you like went out of your way to try and like take that shit down, then you're just kind of a massive like bitch, right? You know? Right? But yeah, no, selling it is the issue there, absolutely. Legally, I don't really see the difference between me doing it and a machine doing it. Yeah, that's my thought as well. It seems very much like it seems like one of those issues where people are like they have like a spiritual disagreement with it, you know? It seems like something where people have a hard time developing necessarily like functional argument past it just being like it's weird that art is being made by a robot, or like is being made by a robot. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It depends. If you are profiting from the work of others, that ends unethical. Is it though? If somebody writes a book, okay, and the book is in the universe of Star Wars and it has some Star Wars characters, okay, and then they sell that book, is that unethical of them? With socialism and no need for private intellectual property, AI could bring people together a lot, I think, showing broad social trends from different environments and all over, etc. Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see how it develops, but I feel like the opposition we see currently is definitely much more of a fad. I don't really see this changing. I don't see this staying like the way it is right now because it's just not sustainable, and I think lefties are going to start acknowledging that as well. If I make money off my music, say with Bandcamp or something, I would not consider it unethical. Okay, yeah, that's. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I mean, if you're sampling and making something new, then I agree that's not unethical. Yeah. Legally, you're profiting off the names of characters that are established to get eyes, but I don't really agree with the IP in this regard. Well, yeah, see, I would say it's like a similar kind of deal. You're taking something and you're reappropriating elements of it to make a new thing. I don't know. I see a difference because what comes down to is AI art is used for profit constantly, and it's A, not art unless the AI gains sentience, and B, a form of theft of wages. I mean, it depends, but yeah, that can be true. I don't really know if, I mean, again, it really depends on like the usage of it, right? It really depends. But yeah, if I write the best Darth Vader story, I don't claim to have invented Darth Vader. Well, nobody is. That's the thing. But this is how art works. Art is constantly taking elements that we've seen someone else do and then repurposing them, putting it into a new context, seeing how it works if you try that over here instead of over there. Like, I feel like people being like, this is mine, you can't touch my beautiful artwork, you can't look at it, you can't even, like, you know, I don't know, it feels antithetical to like the way an artistic community should work, I feel like. If you credit the authors, you can make more of a claim, but AI programs don't even do that. Well, if it's taking from like hundreds of images, how is it gonna do that? I mean, you can ask it for it to do that, but that's not gonna like change anything, you know? Then it's just gonna be, you know? The really big issue with AI is how it self-cannibalizes. I mean, that's the issue with every AI, right? Is self-cannibalization. Like, if it outputs enough, eventually it's just gonna feed itself its own output, and then it's gonna become just like retarded. Like, you know? I think I'm getting hung up on the contradiction between expression and capital. While that one of the big anti-AI guys is a guy that got famous off drawing Pokemon fan art. Yeah, I mean that would be according to that kind of philosophy, wouldn't that be bad, right? I don't know. And a lot of the discourse reminds me of like what you heard people talking about in like the early 20th century, or sorry, more like the late 19th century rather, where cameras got introduced and like painters and like illustrators started like floundering about whether they're gonna actually be able to like keep their jobs, and if like taking photos is like a real way to do things, and if that even qualifies as something that could be artistic, right? You know, it feels similar to that, where you have this sudden new development in tech which removes a massive step of the work that was previously viewed as integral, and it's now like, and now that like thing is being like morally fucking, I want to say admonished. Is that a word? Can I say that? Yes, and now now it's being admonished for being non-conventional, not something that people are used to, right? It's kind of the issue. Real. Yeah, how can Marx be anti-money when he's named after a currency? So real. Yeah. Okay, we need to, I'm gonna wrap up soonish, alright? We've nearly hit 3 hours, which is pretty great. Didn't just jump for the 2 hour stream. Also, to be fair, I just despise people who actually use AI art because it shows how little they actually care about the content they create. I mean, I think it depends, again, on the context. I mean, if somebody's presenting like a piece, like an AI-generated image, and they're like, wow, this is my Mona Lisa, then like, yeah, obviously you can make fun of them. But if someone's just like, yeah, look at this fucking goofy-ass fucking, like, Disney, if it was, like, fucking Donald Trump getting married to Joe Biden and having Obama children, it's like, okay, you know? Like, I feel like that's what most of AI is being used for anyway, right? It's not being used for these, like, massive, like, artistic feats most of the time. People are just kind of using it to fuck around, which I feel like should be the purpose of it. Like, there's plenty of art that people see exist, which it doesn't make sense for an artist to invest time into. Like, if you're an artist, do you really want to receive like a commission for every like stupid image that somebody would like put into an AI generator for 2 seconds, you know? Like, I feel like there is like a kind of a big void there of like art that people want but would be kind of stupid to produce, right? And like inconvenient and also unaffordable, which is another huge element of this, that people can't afford to commission art if they want to have it, right? So to be like, let's take this one machine which can basically create that for people who aren't capable of making their own art or paying someone for it, saying that that's like necessarily bad feels kind of unfair on them in a way, you know? I only touched an AI image generator once, and that's when I let my sibling use a crayon to enter the input Mr. Crypto. Awesome. Was it cool? I can imagine how cool it was. I feel the same disgust when I see people use a store-bought pie crust. Okay. My God. I mean, it's a similar kind of deal, right? You're cutting a little bit. It's okay, you know? I just don't really, I don't know if I see the, I just don't really know if I care about people making it easier on themselves, you know? I think a lot of this, it does kind of reflect to me like the in a way, the Protestant work ethic, the notion that you need to be suffering in order for something to be valuable. You know? Like I feel like kind of fine with the notion of people having stuff that they like didn't need to work on for very long. I think that's okay, you know? I don't really know. I don't, you know? But yeah, I mean the magic of low effort images, how much is made from people with very much expertise, is how whoa. Magic of low effort images made from people with very much expertise is how memes evolve. Real. I was joking about the crust. I don't have enough spoons anymore. Okay. We need AI baselines. Baselines are interesting. Some of them are pretty good. Some AI music is kind of surprisingly good. A lot of it's awful, but some of it just sounds like straight fucking music, especially ambient stuff or whatever. I mean, it nails that, right? But there is still that, at least last I checked, there is still like clearly like the roboticness and like the lack of like a clear through line in the writing that you kind of need in music, right? Yeah. It does challenge the labor theory of ownership. Real. Which video essay should I make? The really long Christian left one or the theology one? Oh, I don't really know. That's a tough question. They both sound very interesting. I think Christian left is a good topic though, because I mean, if you ask me, if you ask probably most people in this chat, nobody could really tell you about what that means, right? So, you know, maybe that would be good. My baselines are AI generated very bad. Oh, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure they're fine. I love me a good baseline. Fucking, it's very nice to just have to play one note instead of like more, you know? Fucking me being a pianist, I fucking too many keys. You gotta press too many keys all the time, and it's like a lot of work. But then if you just got like a fucking metronome going, and you just got like a nice synth, like a fucking, it's like juicy, you know, it's like, you know, it's nice, right? It's just nice, you know. That shit's great. Excuse me, I can play more. Whoa. Excuse me. Basslines continue to confound me. I can do melodies and I can do percussion. That's surprising. I feel like if you can do percussion melodies, bassline's like the synthesis of that. But I believe you can play multiple notes. But for a bass, it sounds mostly nicer if you're just playing one, really. I can't play music for shit. That's okay. It's okay. I mean, look, you maybe should get into it at some point. It's pretty fun. It's a pretty good time. Mostly Catholic theology, trying to blah, blah, blah. That's a response to something else. So when am I doing basslines for you, Logan? Awesome. Yeah, you guys should do that. You should fucking make some shit. I want to make something new. I'm gonna buy myself like one of those little fucking MIDI keyboards that you can use, because obviously I'm moving into uni dorms. So I'm gonna have a tiny little space. I don't really have space for a full keyboard, but I'm gonna get a little guy, and then I'm gonna get back into making some music again. So that should be fun. And also because I'll have my new computer, it'll be quicker and stuff. I'm considering maybe switching DAW, but I don't know. Like I like Ableton a lot, but I also feel like there are other ones which do stuff better, right? Like Ableton is kind of, it's very bare bones in a lot of ways. It's like very useful, but like, you know, I don't know. I've heard good stuff about other VSTs and I feel like, not VSTs, sorry, other DAWs, and I feel like I'm missing out. I don't know. I'm basically entirely reliant on samples because Ableton instruments are shit. Yes, they are, but you should just pirate some VSTs, dude. Fucking get like, I don't know, get like Omnisphere. Get like addictive keys, you know. Get all the fab filter ones, you know. Get that kind of shit. There's a lot of good stuff that you could just kind of pirate, you know. Like you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. But yeah. But don't do crimes like pirating VSCs. That would be terrible. That'd be awful. I have to dip. Have a good one, everyone. It's nice having you, Mora. You take care of yourself. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate you. I can only do vocals and I lost all my instrumental capabilities. I feel that. My musical ability is like declined. It's really sad. I used to, 2 years ago when I just dropped out of school, I was making music every night. You know, every night I was going, and I was decent. I knew what to do. And then after, I don't know, 6 months of that, I just kind of, kind of ran out of juice, I guess. I don't know. I felt like I'd made everything, you know? I felt like I'd like just exhausted my capacity, and then I kind of got out of it and never really got that into it again properly. Like I made like a bunch of songs. Like I have like, I don't know, 9 finished songs or something, and I made like 8 of them in that time. And since then I've not been able to do much, you know? I don't get it. I don't get what it is. It's really fucking frustrating, but you know. It's telling that people who use MIDI instruments all use FL Studio while sample heads use Ableton. Well, yeah, Ableton is pretty good for that, right? Yeah, okay. But yeah, so... Whoa. Yeah, holy shit. Trying to think. I remember Max teaching me about chords in VC one time. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I did do that. Based. Did I explain it like okay? I can't remember. I remember like having a conversation that felt very like autistic to me. Like I don't know, when I'm talking about like music stuff and when I'm explaining it to people, it's hard to not get into it and like be like, okay, time to explain everything. But yeah, I ended up learning it independently myself later. That's fair enough. Yeah. No, I mean, I think those kind of explanations where somebody's like just trying to explain it to you like on the spot, they often won't pan out, but it can be kind of nicely supplementary to the later stuff that you learn, and then like when you're doing it, you'll be like, oh, I remember they said that, and like I can do this, you know? So it's kind of helpful, but you know. You get like that with advertising or marketing? Oh, like what, autistic about it? I find marketing and advertising really interesting. If I wasn't like an anti-capitalist, I would have gone into it because I find it really fascinating. But like, there's nothing more evil that you can do than like become like an advertised, like, I don't know, like someone who like professionally manipulates the public into giving away their money. I don't know, it just feels bad, right? Unless it's you guys, in which case you need to give me money. I do have a donor link in the bottom of the thingy. I think there is a Ko-Fi link. But if you send me money on there, it won't pop up on the stream or anything, so, yeah. It's a special interest, mostly graphic design in general. I'm aware of how unethical it is. Oh, I love graphic design. I used to get into graphic design so much, dude. That was one of my obsessions as well, because my dad had Photoshop on the computer, and it was just one of those things that when I was like 10 years old, I was like, hee, I can make this guy's face look funny. And it developed from there into me actually making like actual art that I was proud of and stuff, and it was really nice. I don't know, it's really lovely. And I can't draw for shit as well. Like I can't draw, I can't paint for shit. I would like I think I'd probably eat shit sculpting as well, probably, like that kind of thing's really hard. But like digital art with like being able to use assets and just kind of change how things look and revert mistakes instantly, it's so much nicer. Your brother's a graphic designer based. Yeah. W. Used to memorize logos and stuff. Yeah, me too. I get you. Oh my god, just like sitting in school, just like looking at a thing, you're like, okay, so why is this proportioned like this? And oh, I see, this is symmetrical to this. Aha. Oh, you know? I don't know. It's cool. It's so cool. It's such a fascinating thing. It's a really cool and really important art form as well. But yeah. But like speaking of things like graphic design and AI art, can you imagine how many graphic designers spend their lives producing meaningless bullshit art for corporations because that's the only way they can make money, like good money? Like, do you think they would rather be doing that, or do you think they'd rather have their jobs automated so they can just make what they actually want to make, you know? You get me? Like, there's a lot of art that gets produced that just kind of sucks to make, you know? It just kind of sucks. I mean, it's like fun, you know? Like, it can be fun, but like there's just plenty of stuff where you're just making like the billionth iteration of thingy that exists, and it's like boring, and you know how to do it, and you've done it a million times, and it's shitty, you know? Like that kind of thing, you know? Like, why, you know? Yeah, you know? Oh yeah, it's fine why I'm using AI for graphic design, not illustration. I have a weird disconnect between the two. That's interesting. Fair enough. I mean, okay. I mean, graphic design does feature more assets, to be fair. I can see how you'd find that more arguable. But yeah, no, I get you. How is it? Is it good for graphic design? Found a perfect ugly screenshot of me. Thank you. Yeah, no, if me talking in front of a camera will do that, you're gonna find some terrible screenshots of me if you really try. You shouldn't. It'll make me sad. I don't want to see myself look ugly. But you can. The early USSR was pretty cool in terms of graphic design, then the socialist realism caught on. Oh yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah, the USSR was interesting in terms of their approach to art and whatnot. I need to read up on that more, but what I've seen fascinates me. I prefer the avant-garde stuff Prolet Cult put out. Okay, let's see. Prolet Cult, what's that? Ooh. Okay, it was an experimental Soviet artistic institution that arose in conjunction with the Russian Revolution, of 1917. Okay. It's like a gray area currently because it's pretty new, but Adobe producers products have always had some level of AI stuff, Photoshop content, aware, fill, remove, tools, spot healing, etc., and now generative. The info dumping has begun. It's okay, you can tell me. Yeah, no, that's fair. I can see that argument. That's justifiable. Just can't thinking of that one Sunny episode where they found the original Hitler. Awesome. That's a great episode. I always think about that. Just the scenes where Charlie has the shit in his mouth and he's trying to be like all menacing, and he's like, "You got this, can't you see? This picture is making us crazy. It's so good. It's a great scene. I'm very fond of that.
What are you gonna do for me? And my answer is adult incest.
Nice shot.
What? But yeah. Woo. We nearly made it to 3 hours. I think I'll dip after 3 hours, but we can go for that long, I think. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I want to keep on making new shit. I need to figure out how I'm going to do it. I think when I'm at uni, we might keep on doing the once a week streams, and I'll have stuff actually be edited down into video content regularly, because I want to grow this audience, you know? Like, it's fun to have a small one, but you know, we gotta expand, you know? But yeah. But that should be fun. But uni's gonna keep me fucking busy, man. Like, also in terms of it being kind of a historically conservative one. Logan, have I told you which school it is? Because it's like a notable thing, but I need to tell other folks as well. But it's a concerning situation, to say the least. We're gonna see the new chairman of Nigel Farage's party. He's gonna go there and have a talk at some point next year. So that's fun. So that's the kind of school, that's the kind of uni I'm gonna be going to. So I might be, I don't know. It depends on how like the situation is there in terms of like other lefties and whatnot. But it should be interesting. I'm kind of concerned. I'm like afraid. Like I don't want to have to deal with like conservatives and stuff. But it should also be interesting. Free speech university? Yeah, very much so. Like a huge emphasis on it, which like scares me, right? Like usually free speech, when people say free speech, they just mean they want to like be able to tell me that I shouldn't have rights to my face, and like me and my loved ones shouldn't, you know? Like that's what it like seems to boil down to 90% of the time. But I'm also hopeful that I can use that to my advantage in terms of if I do ever get shit for what I've said online, you know? So I'm too much of a recluse to know the political sense of my classmates, also community college, to be fair. That's fair. I'm also doing a politics degree though, which is why it's going to be like more significant, you know? I'm going to be doing a PPE degree, so which is politics, philosophy, and economics. But yeah, I'm excited. I've already done a module at a different uni, and I'm now just switching over to this one. But yeah, I'm excited. It should be fun. I forgot this existed. I know, it's wild. But yeah, I'm gonna be so set once I've got that, you know? So I think that should be fun. I know it's hard to necessarily build off a bachelor's degree, but I also have a absurd amount of self-confidence when it comes to getting shit done when I really want it. So I feel like I'll be fine, honestly. I think I'll be alright. My community college American politics teacher was an open ANCAP, and it was weird. That sounds really strange. I am terrified about this as well. There's one professor at my uni who's he's written books about being anti-woke. I don't think I'm gonna get him, but I'm also terrified I might. I don't know. So that's spooky. But the guy who I do know is gonna be my professor, at least for the first year. I don't know if he'll continue to be. Seems okay, I think. We're talking about my uni stuff, Logan. I also asked in your direction if I told you about which uni I'm going to, because we're talking about how it's a conservative one. Yeah, my history teacher was a prison abolitionist though. That's curious. Prison abolitionism, strange position to hold. I mean, it depends on, usually it boils down to people having like an interesting definition of prison, really. But yeah, I understand. That figure's considering the location. What's the location? Oh, you're talking about me? Yeah. Yeah, no, rather conservative area. Dude, look up who founded it. Look up who founded that uni. Don't say it in chat though, because that's gonna dox which uni I'm going to. But like, go find out and give me your reaction. One of our philosophy professors is a left Rothbardist theorist. No way, you won't. Thank you. But yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. I am spooked, as I said, but you know, we'll see how it shakes out. It'll probably be fine, hopefully. It was mostly due to the roots it has with slavery and the complete inability of it to actually rehabilitate people. Yeah, that's fair. No, I can empathize with that. But like, then you need reform, not abolition, right? That seems like the actual like approach you want. But yeah, I guess it. What's left Rothbardianism? Let's see. Oh god, this is a terrible crop. Uh-oh. Oh, whoosh. Okay, left Rothbardianism. ANCAP but SOCDEM? Oh no. Socioeconomic equality and legal equality both fall short of radicalism and blocking inequality for neither is economically variable to right-wing and culturally ambiguous anarchist ideology that is the child of left-wing market anarchism and anarcho-capitalism. Ew. Gross. How is a grown adult there? Professor wrote that quote? Gross. Wait, did he try and like convince you? That's so weird. I don't know. I strange. I mean, I guess if he's a philosophy professor, that's not really too surprising, is it? People who think the Austrian school of economist Murray Rothbard could be used for leftist ideas. Ew. Weird. He's a cool dude? Okay. Fair enough. It's mainly due to Rothbard palling around with a bunch of new left thinkers back in the day. Oh! I guess that makes sense. Oh man. I might end stream now. I kind of have to go piss. Oh man. God damn it. Okay, we go for one last one. I haven't said that yet. Have I said that yet? I think I haven't even said that yet this time. I'm doing great. I'm chilling. But yeah, one last one, and then I skedaddle. Back in the day, and by the day I mean the 60s. Oh boy. Sounds trustworthy. Rothbard was less shit later in life. I need to educate myself. I have, frankly, very little clue that was going on, unfortunately. I hate to show my my lack of awareness there, but you know, feel free to educate me. Dude eventually made a major anti-woke pivot later on. Ooh, uh-oh. He used to be a Malcolm X fan and became anti-woke? That's crazy. Luckily, I'm not in a bastion of conservatism as England. I mean, it depends on where you are, to be fair. It really depends on where you are. You know? His economics are less bad, that's fair. Dude, these have nothing in them. I have too much backy. Awful. Don't do drugs, kids. This isn't drugs, but don't do them. They're bad. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. I'm not gonna be in England for too long. I just want to be there for 2 years and get the degree and then fuck off. Hopefully. I don't know. I wanna go to other places really. I'm kind of tired of like England and Europe generally. I want to be in a new place really. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I've been in England for ages, but like I want to be the weird sense of half belonging as someone who's, you know, half English is so strange. And it's uncomfortable. And I want to be somewhere where I'm just straight up different, you know? Like, I don't want to be, like, kind of different. I don't want to be kind of English, kind of German. I just want to be a foreigner, you know? It's kind of nice. It's kind of preferable. I don't know. I feel like the like, cultural disconnect I have with, like, English people, other Brits, is, like, I don't know. It kind of makes me sad, right? Come down, Obama Max. I mean, I might be going to America in March, maybe. I'm getting 2 weeks off, and I might take a holiday to America, maybe. But yeah, Logan, what do you think? What do you think, Logan? We can go on a road trip to Mexico. That sounds awesome. I would love, dude, a road trip would be awesome. Wow, just wow. Yeah, Logan. Yeah. You see why I'm concerned? You see why I'm concerned? Look up the name of the university and then look up woke as well. Because you'll see another thing that I'm deeply concerned about, which isn't great. But yeah. Yeah, folks, so I'm gonna probably skedaddle. I appreciate you all being here. 3-hour streams, solid. I'm pleased. The Ritalin worked, I think. I felt pretty great this stream. It was a lovely time. I did a road trip in America with my brother. Best vacations of my life. Yeah, it is one of my, I don't know, I find the notion of driving with someone and hanging out with them for a long time and like someone you love, I don't know, it sounds so nice. It sounds so pleasant. I really want to do that. Yeah, someday. But yeah. Okay, I gotta get going. You need to sleep anyway. Fantastic. Not really a thing in the UK. I know. That's why I'm gonna move country again. But yeah. Oh, sorry, talking about you being self-referential. I'm tired and high, okay? Excuse me. But yeah, thank you so much, folks, for dropping by. I'll be back next Tuesday, you know, once a week now. Hopefully I'll have a video cut of the Alex Jones iceberg in a few weeks, depending on how long Logan would like to take with that. Assuming Logan's still up for it, as they offered. But yeah. Thank you so much for dropping by, everybody. As I said, see you Friday, and thank you very much for being here. You folks are a joy to be around, okay? And streaming is it's just a good time, all right? So yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm kind of procrastinating. I know, Logan. I know. I've seen you talk about other stuff and procrastinating on other projects. I get it. You know, try and do it at your own pace. You know, you can go as bare bones as you want. You know, we'll just see how it goes, okay? But yeah, thanks everyone. I'll see you around. Take care.
Perhaps, what is this? God did. Life. There's roadblocks.
my superpower is being honest, I will eat my neighbors.
Gay.